All right, so why do we use Google Analytics? Because Google Analytics can give us information, not about only Facebook ads, they can give us information about everything. We can know more stuff about the average order value, our conversion rate, who is coming from, where are they coming, where are they clicking, how long they're staying, what are they doing. So, when we get all that information, we know much better our audience. And remember, Facebook ads don't sell the product. I'll repeat that again, and I might seem crazy. Facebook ads don't sell the product. You sell the product. Your site sells the product. Your store sells the product. So let's say that you are a fucking expert in Facebook ads. You are fucking amazing, unbelievable. Everybody comes to you for advice. And someone is telling you that you need to sell a bag of crap. Right? Real crap, shit, you know? Okay? And it's an amazing offer, and you can only sell that for $2, only for $2. No matter how good you are, will you be able to sell a bag of crap, a bag of shit? Would you? No, of course not. Why? Because this is something that nobody wants. So maybe it's an extreme example what I'm trying to say, but always you need to be focusing on the product first. Always. Spend more time in having a good product. I was talking with my friend here, and he showed me his site yesterday. He had really, really good products. I could see the value. I could see the photograph. I could see the value in it. I could see the prices where they were more than $100, and I could say, okay, that's a product. I'm not revealing the product, don't worry. So that was a product that I would say people would pay for this product $100. So if you find the right audience, if you find the right targeting, and if you find the market for it, you will never have to struggle with Facebook ads. All right, keep that in mind. A second thing that I wanted to tell you, don't try to overcomplicate things. There are times that I go inside, Facebook groups and courses and shit like that, and they talk about things, and I'm like, are we speaking the same language? And the lookalike audience of the 1% of the 2 of the divided, segmented by this with a manual bidding of 1,000. What the fuck is that? Like, I don't understand. I don't understand. I like to keep things simple. Okay, does it always work? No, of course not. But always the right answer is test it out. Will this work out? I don't know, dude. Test it out. Will this product go? I don't know, dude. So, another example I have to, like, before we have I don't have any presentation actually, I want to give you actually hands-on stuff you can do. Because the presentation, it's nice, we have nice slides, GIFs that they're doing like this, but I want you to leave out of this room and to have actually stuff that you can go and implement, all right, when you go home. The thing is this. There is a guy that told me there is one specific product, and a guy comes and tells me, like, oh, this product doesn't work. It's saturated. Dropshipping is saturated. This product doesn't work. Facebook ads suck. And here's another guy that takes the exact same product, and he spends more time in the ad copy. He spends more time into creating a nice video, and not just ripping off a video that he finds on Facebook or on YouTube. All right? He writes good ad copy, the benefits, a really, really nice angle, and he focuses on the product only. He doesn't use Shopify just to use Shopify, put out there the product, and let's pray to God that it will work. It doesn't work like that. Okay, you need to do the proper research of who is your buyer, who is going to buy your product. We don't care about the product, like even doors, let's say. Okay, I know it's not a sexy product, but we all need doors, right? We all have it in our houses. So when the time is right, and when you find the right person, you will be able to sell whatever the fuck you want. So spend more time into finding the product, yeah, of course, but spend even more time to find who would buy the product. And the other thing is that, the thing that I wanted to say earlier is that overall, the guy that went ahead and spent more time into creating the ClickFunnels, writing the ad copy, etc., the one person says the product is saturated, and the other guy started making $10,000 per day with that one product that is saturated. Who were you in my presentation yesterday morning? All right, did you see the product we were selling? It was for jokes, right? I would say, man, are you fucking kidding me? The app stimulator, like everybody has sold that. There is no possible way we can sell that. I didn't believe it. And my partner Johnny said, bro, it will go well. It will go well. We will focus on this, we'll find the right audience. They have sold it, they have sold a lot. They have sold a lot in United States and Australia, etc., but in Europe, not so much. Yes, they've sold in Europe, but not so much. So I say, all right, we have nothing to lose. Honestly, I didn't believe it. And when it started rolling, when we started to see the money coming in, even before cash on delivery, credit cards and PayPal, I'm like, wow. It's all about the angle. Like, am I supposed to call myself a marketer? Like, this is what, because I got into that game, you know, make money fast, quick money, drop shipping, don't care about the fucking customer. No. If you want to be in this business for the next 10, 20, 30 years, you need to start thinking long term. You need to start thinking of how you can create an actual brand, how you can create an actual store. You take the store and you make it look like it's a big brand, although you can be home in your underwear, working from home or working from, I don't know, Thailand, okay, enjoying your martinis. You can be right there enjoying and making money. It doesn't matter. What it really matters, what you want to do is focus how you can make it a really big brand and find the audience. All right, that's thing number one. Thing number two, Facebook ads are not meant to be so complicated. What I started saying earlier. Sorry, my mind works in a really weird way. I think of this and then I think of the other thing. You know, I never start from A and finish to Z. Okay, but you will get the point, I think. So, the thing is that Facebook ads, the algorithm, is much smarter, I would say, wiser, I would say, than every single one of us. Don't try to make every single time that I spend time doing the perfect creative and doing the perfect ad copy and doing the perfect this and WC purchase and split by ad sets and do manual bidding and blah. Always the results were so and so. When I try to keep things simple, the only thing that the algorithm, that the Facebook algorithm cannot know, you know what it is? What do you think it is? The number one thing that it won't be able to know before you put it in, you insert it in. Let's talk about placements. Can Facebook go ahead automatically and detect what are the best placements for you? Yes, it can. You put it in automatic placements and then you see what are the placements that work really well. Can it go ahead and see what is the best bid for you? Yes, you can go in automatic bidding. Every single time that I used automatic bidding, at least for me, right? Okay, I'm telling you just my 2 cents. It doesn't mean that that's a global opinion. But every time I put on automatic bidding, it works much better than the manual bidding because I let the algorithm decide. Okay, yes, there are times that we have to use manual bidding and I'm no way expert in it. And we see, but majority of the times, 80-20, we see that automatic bidding, we let the algorithm do its work. All right, what other? Targeting. If I put in zero targeting, zero interest, can the algorithm put me, can it find me like really good prospects and buyers? Yes, of course it can. So what is the number one thing that it cannot really detect if it will go well or no? Who knows? What is the number one thing that Facebook algorithm or the Facebook platform won't know before you insert that into the algorithm? Okay, I will say it even better, the creative. The creative, because you can go ahead and what we do as marketers, we're fucking lazy. I'm lazy myself. Okay, we want that quick, fast, cash, make money, move on to the next one. Okay, that is awesome, and we've all been there. But how did I start thinking long term? I see all these big brands. I see what they're doing, and I'm jealous. Because I had a lot of clients that I worked, and people say, oh man, my Facebook ad account got disabled, and Stripe holds my money, and PayPal holds my money, and I got a letter from Shopify and they shut me down. And I'm like, okay, what did he do? And I see the story and I know what he did. And you know too what he did, because probably you've done it yourself. you treat it not as a real business. You have really bad customer support, and I'm not talking about all of you. I'm talking about, of course, people who treat it not as a real business, okay? People have really, really bad customer support. I had one guy, is it ready? Okay, I'll come in a second. So they had really, really bad customer support. I had one guy, and I was sharing the story yesterday. So there was one guy that he found a winning product. Man, he did like, I don't remember the exact time frame, but he did like 3,000 orders in 40 days, 30 days, something like that. It was really, really quick. Like he managed to scale like really, really big. The thing is what? 3,000 orders, okay? He was crushing, making money, sending the product. And do you know what he didn't do? And he fucked up? He spent around, I want to say, sorry, I'm really bad with numbers and remembering names, but the whole idea is that he spent around $10,000 to $12,000 in ads to make 30, 40,000, all right? So he was in profit, let's say if it was 40,000 and 12, let's say that he made a profit of 28, right? Okay. So what was the problem? He never ordered the product to his hands, so the product was shitty as fuck. Plastic, it wouldn't last, it would go to the actual customer broken, and the actual supplier didn't even fulfill half of the orders. And what is the next thing that happened? Customers got angry. Customers got really, really irritated. So what's the next thing that happened? They started getting a lot of angry emails. Hey, where's my order? Where's my order? Where's my stuff? Where's my product? Where's my product? Where's my product? It started with 5, 10 emails, and then 20, 30, 50, 100, 200. What do you do if one day you wake up and you see 3,000 emails? And you go to Trustpilot and you see that this store is fucking shit. They took my money, they never delivered. Trustpilot, scammers, 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 scammers. What happens when you get a lot of complaints to Shopify and to PayPal and to Stripe? You get shut down and you get fucked up. So what did he do? He lost all his credibility, he lost his store, he lost his PayPal account, he lost his Stripe account, and that's not the worst that it happened. He goes out of pocket 10, 12K from the Facebook ads money he's spending. Why? Because out of one super simple, order the freaking product. Order the product from China. You don't want to order it from China, you can find it in Morocco locally. 90% of the products that we sell right now, I find it locally in Greece. And Greece, guys, is like a small country. We're like 10 million people. We don't have like all the products. So one simple detail can help you. What all these things had to do with scaling? Of course, everything has to do with scaling. It's not about Facebook ads. Yes? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Honestly, if you're doing like testing 3-5 products per day, it would be nearly impossible to have like 150 products tested coming from China. But shall I tell you the right thing to do, or shall I tell you, I wouldn't say the wrong thing to do, but overall, you need to have the product. You need to know what you're going to be testing. Let me give you an example that I was a victim lately. So we started selling a device. It was a gadget device that had some batteries, right? So I go ahead and it needed 3 batteries, and it's not the typical AA batteries, you know, the typical AAA, 3A batteries. It had a different kind of battery. It was a little bit bigger. So I said, okay, this is the right battery. I had the product, but the thing is that the battery itself, which was, the cost was like €3 or something like that, so I needed €9, so let's say $10 for 3 batteries. The battery that I ordered was not the right battery. Why is that? Because there are batteries that they have a top-up. You know, when you see the battery, they have a little thing over there. Okay, I didn't know that, and as I took the battery, I went there locally to find the battery. I inserted the battery, the product was working. I'm like, okay. But when I entered to see, because it also has like an application, the application wouldn't load. But it's fucking working. So it was a mistake that I caught early, because I went to another person and he said, bro, like, you are lucky because the top up is really, really that small. So, you know, sometimes it's working, sometimes it's not. But you really need those batteries. And the other battery with a top up, the cost was not €3, it was 4.5. So it was another almost $5 for me. That was a mistake that I caught early, because when I want to sell 1,000 pieces of this product, so I need 3,000 batteries. So imagine what would happen if I order these batteries, and let's say that I can send it back and I get it back, and imagine one little detail, if I didn't have the product. Because how do you say? The supplier said, this is the battery. So I went ahead and I said, I want this battery. But this is the battery, this is the number, but it had top up and no top up. And I'm like, okay. So what would happen if I ordered 3,000 items and I had to pay 1.5 euros more for each? So that would be a mistake that I wouldn't have calculated, and it would be another $5 out of my pocket. And I would have all the problems with my people. Like, the product is not working. And I was like, what the fuck? Because it's working. It's not working. That's the battery. Take it back, refund. So always, 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 if you have like 15 products to test, I would say this, go ahead with your best 3, your top 3, or your top 5 if you want. And believe in the product, because not all products are going to be winners. Yes, every product is being built because it has a use. Doors. Try to sell a door on Facebook. What are the chances of you succeeding? Small, huh? I had another guy actually from Morocco. Guys, you sent me a lot of messages here from Morocco, so I don't remember names. So the guy said, man, can you please take a look at my ads? Like, I spent $100 and the product is not working. I see the ads, I see $100 spent, I see a really low CTR, like 0.5 or something like that. I see a really, really big CPC, $2. And I'm like, dude, probably your targeting is off, or your pricing is off, or I don't know, it's not the right product. He says, I trust you, can I share with you the product? Okay, share it with me. And what was the product? It was an actual mask where it had some LED that they were open up, and it had a video, a guy dancing, doing like this, and the LEDs would go like this. Okay, what is the fucking use of this product? I'm like, what is the product? Who would buy this product? Oh, he says it's for Halloween. $30. I'm like, what? Of course you are not going to make any sale. Like, he spent $100 and of course he didn't make any sale. So spend more time. The scaling starts when you have a good of a product. So all the money that you are spending right now into testing, if you have like 15 products, probably 14 of them are going to lose you money. And if you spend like $100 on it, like it starts becoming a lot of money. We don't always, want to spend that money, or we don't have that money. So be more picky about the products and spend more time about the audience, right? All right, good so far? All right. All right, so guys, I apologize for that, but we are having some technical problems till I get the phone in my code. So would you like to tell me a little bit of what, guys, do you do? You do drop shipping? Dropshipping, majority of you? Anyone is running a brand? All right, perfect. So how do you see, have you done dropshipping before the brand? Okay, so what did you see in differences in terms of how, like, your customers are treating you, of how you are able to build a brand, of how product you feel about the product?
So when you start building a brand, it's more like you have returning customers. Customers start to trust you, and yeah. But in dropshipping, it's like it's hard to make that connection with your customers. That's my first my impression. And also about the quality of the products when you start testing fast and using products from quickly without testing their quality, you start having a lot of problems with clients. But in brand, you test the quality of the product, you focus more on what the audience wants. So it's like you connect with your audience.
Of course. So
And
I
that's
think that our friend here said the most important thing, how you connect with your audience. So even if you're drop shipping, there is a way for you to actually start showing that you are a really, really big brand. All right. The thing is that even if you're drop shipping from China, who of you have like really, really good relationships with your suppliers? Okay, so and so. See, the thing is that you need to find a good supplier. So to give you an idea, I have this supplier from China right now, where we have these gadgets that we try to sell right now. And we had an issue with the products. The product were not delivering on time. We had like really, really big issues, okay? And to be honest, at the beginning, I was really irritated because she said like 6 days, and there are 26 days now, and the products are going to arrive today. But what she did, she made me feel really, really precious about, I apologize about Mr. Dimitris, I apologize about that. It will never happen again. Every single day she messaged me to see what happened with the products, etc. So overall, it's really, really important to start having this relationship with your supplier, because overall, then you can tell them, hey, can you do some videos for me, please? Like, go ahead and please do some simple shots so I can take the product. So this is why I told you, when you have good relations with your supplier, they will do everything for you. Because you make money, but they make money too. You want to make more money scaling, they will make more money scaling. So you can even ask them, like, hey, can you give me like some flyers? Can you give me like some more products that people are selling? Can you give me some more specifications? Like, it's really, really important. Or even the simplest thing that I see a lot of Alibaba suppliers are doing right now, they can create custom packaging for you. And they can insert thank you notes. So even if you're drop shipping right now, do you know, they're selling eyelashes, sourcils, okay? And they're doing it drop shipping in China. I think it's called, man, my mind's stuck right now. Sorry guys, I'm really, really bad with names. See, Magnetic SL, okay, yeah, I remember now. I'll show you. If you know this brand. So this brand, Magnetic SL .com. All right, so Magnetic SL, does anybody know this brand? Nope. All right, so this brand, they are doing like $2-3 million per year. $2-3 million per year. And you see what they have done over here. If you go ahead, if we go right now to Alibaba, we will find the exact same, man, sorry, my mind's stuck again. So the exact same thing, the exact same product, exactly as it is, and the only thing that he did is he put in Magnetic SL. And he's selling eyelashes for 45 euros. Eyelashes for 45 euros. Do you want to go to AliExpress to see how much they're selling them for? AliExpress. No need for .com. All right? So, magnetic eyelashes. Magnetic eyelashes. All right? So, see, oh my God, look at that. This is the exact product, and you see 15,000 of these have been sold, and the minimum it can go 4.76. You see that? You see that? Exactly, look at that. 939 and 13,000. Look at that. $1. Man, it makes me laugh. Because it's the exact same product. It's the exact same product, and you see, let me rephrase that. You see that? You see that? Exactly the same thing. Exactly the same thing. But what did they do differently? They're branding. Do you know what they're doing? These guys are doing? They're dropshipping. They just went to Alibaba. They found a really, really good supplier that they can have like really, really good communication. And they told them, okay, I want to seem to other people that I'm a really big brand. Okay, how does the site looks like? Professional, okay. Does it look like a big brand? Okay, it's dropshipping. So what are they doing different from you guys? I'm not saying that you're not doing things already, don't get me wrong, but what I'm trying to tell you is that I want to instill in your mind the mindset that even if you are drop shipping, don't think about, it's fucking drop shipping, blah, 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 okay, make some money, blah. Okay, no, treat it as a real business. Do you want to be in business for the next 30 years? Yeah, of course. I want to be in business for the next 30 years. I want to fix something, a business that my daughter, that now she's 3 years old, can take over. I want to fix something to be proud of. Do you know Snow, that was a white teeth brand? Okay, is it good? Why? They're not dropshipping, but why is it good? Mm-hmm. But overall, except from the big brand and the influencers, what's another thing that it's really, really crucial that they do? Customer experience. Okay, tell me more about that. Have you ordered their stuff? Anyone has ordered the stuff? Guys, order their stuff. First of all, it works. Okay, it's really, really good, and it works. The product. So first of all, you need to have a product that works. But second of all, and more important, it's all about the customer experience. Like I had this, I ordered the product, and when I opened the box, I'm like, wow. I would really, really want this to be my brand. You open it, and it has like a little leaflet to show you that, hey, we are supporting, I don't remember the cause, but we are supporting kids, with, I don't know, with foster families. I don't even remember what said. And here it's how it works. Here what you are going to find inside the package. And you open the package, and it's really amazing. Do you know what is the cost of the product? They're selling it for 150. Do you know what is the cost? Oh, no, not 3, a little bit more. But still, it's not expensive. 14. 14 is the big package, and they're selling it for 150. 10x. How is it different from any other teeth whitening brand? And I'm not talking about Colgate or the High Smile, or I don't know which are the big brands. But overall, you need to be treating things differently. First of all, you need to have a product that it works. So if that product works, and you have tested it, you can do dropshipping with that product. So let me tell you exactly what they're doing. First of all, what is the target market of magnetic SL? Sorry? No, sorry. What is the target country? Sorry, I meant. France. All right? How big is France? It's fucking big. It's like 60 million, 70? Okay, so it's fucking big. So they dedicated, instead of going into the pit where everybody else is fighting, and we go inside to United States and fight with everybody else, they said, okay, we are friends, we know how to capitalize this, and we will go and pick a product in France. Okay, $44.99, man, like that's fucking crazy. It is a product which costs like $5. Well, wait, sorry, $1, $2. It's ridiculous. And do you know what they're doing? They're doing drop shipping. How do I know? Because I wanted to sell something similar to start in Greece. But then I saw that, man, probably nobody's going to spend like 45 euros in Greece. Maybe in France they do. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I didn't really test it. And they told me that, hey, we are doing the same for magnetic SL, and we are doing the same for magnetic by yes.com. See the site again, see the store again. $64 euros. All right? Do you think it works or no? Guys, it fucking works like a charm. Look at the product. Does it remind you anything? It's the exact same product. They didn't even, it's not good branding. It's not even good branding. What they did is they went ahead and they said, okay, we need a logo. Okay, send us our logo. We'll fix that for you. It's not even good branding. All right? But what do? It fucking works. What they do, it works. Because they can send the items from China to France with a shipping agent in 7 days, drop shipping. They don't do cash on delivery because they cannot do at this point drop shipping. Actually, they could do cash on delivery if they want to, but cash on delivery in France is like only maybe 20%, 10 to 20%. But overall, what did they do? They found out a product that it works, and they started selling it like crazy. 64 euros is freaking crazy for me to see. Is this a good brand or no? Okay, it's a good one. The thing is that how do we know if it's a good brand or no? What's the number one thing that counts? Sales, money. Like, I don't care if you have the best site, if you have the best designs, if you have the best products, and if you have no sales. Honestly, I see a lot of people spending a lot of time and money and effort on their Shopify stores just because they don't want to get into the next step because they're afraid. And I see other guys that I'm really, really proud of, that what they will do is that they will focus not so much on branding, they will get things rolling with dropshipping, they want to get the money, but then they don't say, oh, fuck it right now, I'll keep dropshipping. They say, okay, how can I make this better? It's always a reframe in your mind where you say, okay, how can I make this better? How can I make a better product? This is what snow teeth whitening did. Look at that. Do you see what is the snow teeth whitening reviews? This is really, really important. So it doesn't matter what hey guys, what's up? It doesn't matter what you say for your brand. What it matters is what it says for your brands, your customers. So what do you need to do? You need to be treating your customers like fucking kings and queens. Okay, go over the top. Let's say that you screwed up, that the product was delayed, you have an angry customer, and the customer says, well, fuck you, man, I want my money back, like, blah, blah, blah. What do you do? How do you deal with this? You have a super angry customer. How do you deal with this? All right, perfect. Refund, and coupon for next order. What is the number one word in the English dictionary? Okay, that gets them to count down 90%. Let's say that they're fucking furious with you. I apologize. I'm sorry. Je suis désolé. I'm sorry, guys. Like, it's not bad to say that, yeah, I fucked up. I'm a human being. We fucked up. It doesn't matter if you fucked up, if someone, your team member, if the guy from your VA from the Philippines fucked up, or your local guy. It doesn't matter. Like, things happen, guys. We all, do you do any mistakes daily in your business? Of course, we all fucking do. But the thing is that to accept the mistake and say that, guys, I apologize, here's your money back, and because we really, really feel so sorry about what happened to you, here's another coupon for, not for 10% off, 50% off. Why 50 and not 20? I can give him 20, I can give him 10 or 15. Why 50? Okay, perfect. We don't have to spend in ads, but what's another reason? Because he will buy, all right, but what's another reason? Because majority of the customers, okay, you have to screw them really, really bad, but majority of the customers, even if they receive the product and shit, they will never tell you. When you have a great opportunity when the customer complains. When the customer complains, and this is why you want feedback as well from your customers. Do you have in your email sequences, like when someone is buying, to write a review for you? Do it today. No one has. Do it today, guys. You need right away to give them an incentive when they buy with the receipt. Do you use Clavayo or something like that? Lux, okay, for reviews? Okay, so clavayo, I don't even know how to I say it, clavayo. All right, so it's really, really important to get that review. Why? Ta-da-da-da-da-da. Snow teeth whitening reviews. What do people do before they get to buy? They see what other people are saying. Has any one of you went ever to on YouTube and said, man, I'm interested in this product, let me see a review? Of course, because we all want to know what the product does look like. Do you go ahead and see videos of unboxing the product? Because you want to know what the product is all about, what are you going to receive. So all these things that I tell you right now, you need to take advantage. I'm gonna tell you right now that Facebook ads don't matter that much as it matters anything else. Majority of the people that I talk on these events, because I travel a lot, and I go to the United States, and I go to Asia, and I come here, of course, every once in a year. I go to Europe a lot, and every person that says with dropshipping, what's the magic word that they all say? Facebook ads, Facebook, 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 Facebook. Yes, Facebook is fucking amazing. It has made us a lot of money, lots of money. But overall, what you need to be focusing is in your customer. Facebook ads does not bring you sales. I said it early in the morning, I say it again because we have more people. Facebook ads does not bring you money. What brings you money? Products, audience, store, creatives. Okay, the Facebook ads is a traffic source, is a medium that it has only one goal. What is the number one goal when you set up a Facebook ad? Okay, it's to make the sale, obviously, but what's the number one goal? Number one goal. Okay, reach is nice, but how do I need reach if I don't get anyone to click? What's the number one goal? To click. Click and visit my website. I don't care. People say that, oh, I had like, I don't know, 10,000 reads. So what? Who cares? The thing is that the number one metric before the money comes, what's the number one metric that you need to care? CTR, click-through rate. If you have a good product and you have a good audience and you have the dots, there are two dots. Okay, good product, good audience. How do you know if it's a good CTR? 3%, 4%, 5%, 10%, 15%. If you have a 15%, okay, that's a little extraordinary, but on average, if you see a CTR of 5%, it means you are in a good role. What's the next metric that you really need to care in Facebook ads? CPM, of course. Do you know what CPM we are getting in Greece right now with cash on delivery? $2, $3, 1.5. And honestly, I wish I could tell you that I'm the guru of Facebook ads, that I do magic, that there are magic tricks that I don't reveal to anyone. No, I don't do shit. I let the algorithm do all the work. What work did I do though? What work did I do? Research the product, research the audience, add copy, add creative. These are the biggest things that you need to hear. All right, this is where it comes work. And overall, when you get the customers, you need to treat them like kings. Why did I say before you give 50% to the person? Because the person wants to feel appreciated. And the person wants to buy again and again and again. When you say that, I'm sorry, dude, I really fucked up. Here's your money back, and here's a 50% off to show you our appreciation, because we really, really want you to buy from us again. We really do, isn't that? Sometimes we put on the fucking, fuck the malaka. Do you know what malaka means? So malaka in Greek means wanker. So we say that a lot. Malaka, so okay. Fuck the bastard. All right, you know bastard. Okay, so fuck the motherfucker, fuck the bastard. We don't need him. No, you need him. You need him. You need everyone that is contributing to your success. All right? So spend more time into your customer service, spend more time into doing customer sequences where you get to ask them for a review, because you see, again, the first thing that everyone has is reviews. I'm selling courses, right? I say, okay, dude, you're saying good things about cash on delivery and e-commerce. Where are your reviews? Where are your testimonials? Here, bro. I have social proof. I have social proof. Why? Because I do the masterminds and people pay $5,000 to come to the masterminds. Why? Because I get paid to travel the world and speak to events. Why? Because I get to ask a lot of money for do consulting on big businesses, doing 7 figures, and I help them make 8 figures or more. Why? Because I get a lot of testimonials. Why? Because I do provide value. I do help people. When I'm in this event, who came to me and I said, oh no, but dude, sorry, I'm busy. Who came to me and I told him like, oh, go away? No person. You came to me. I talked to you. You came to me. You came to me. You came to me. You came to me. Everybody, it's all about being approachable. Don't fake it, but you really, really need to treat your business like that. It doesn't matter if it's online business and you don't get to see your customers. Call them. Pick up the phone. They say, oh, fuck, oh, you fucked up. Oh, do this. I'm sorry. Je suis désolé. You take all the pressure away from them. Do you guys feeling it, what I'm saying right now? Are you following? All right. I know it's early morning. Yeah, please go ahead.
So I'm wondering, this kind of stores, I'm sure they are efficient and they reach, they create connection with customers, but really how long they last? Is it 3 months, 1 year?
This is a very, very good question. Majority of the stores don't last long, dropshipping. Why? They don't? They don't build lists, okay, that's one reason. Cold traffic, okay, that's another reason. What else? Why dropshipping stores don't last long? Okay, they don't expand lines of products? They just have trendy products, okay. No, you come close, but you're not telling me the reason. It could be copied easily, okay. Okay, not branding. Customer service, really important. Lifetime value customers. You said the magic word. Why does majority of the people that you get in your store are one-time buyers? In dropshipping, I mean. Bad product? One-time purchase? Not focusing on product? Different audiences? They don't take care about your clients. You don't fucking care about them, guys. You don't fucking care about them. People, you are selling to people. People say, I have a 10,000 email list, 10,000 emails. No, you have 10,000 people in your email list where they have different needs, wants. They're men, they're women, they're all short. They live in Europe, in Africa, in United States. They are tall, fat, slim. They are different people, so you need to treat them right. This is why it fails. 95% of the people is that you don't treat your customers right. And I'm not treating about like, okay, he ordered the product, I sent him the product. It's not like that. When I told you about snow, it's all about the customer experience. Why do people spend a lot of money? Like, do you know let me show you actually. Do you know the Beats, the headphones, the brand? Okay. How much does do the Beat cost? Do you know how much? $300. Okay. Why are they different? Why are they different than any other headphone? Solo Pro, okay. Okay. Branding. Let's see. Beats Solo Wireless. All right. $349.95. Only $350. What some people are getting paid by month, their paycheck. So why does someone spend $350 for a pair of headphones? Can you find headphones with $100 to be equally good? Do you believe that this is $1 million brand? Is it $1 million brand? Anyone? Is it an 8-figure brand? Do they do more than $10 million in sales? Is it a 9-figure brand? Yeah. Why? They care about the customers, of course. Perceived value. Lifetime quality. The whole experience. Have you ever unboxed one of these things? Or have you seen any unboxing? Man, someone got them to me as a present, and I'm like, wow, okay, the quality is really good, but I want to show you something. So YouTube, Beats, headphones, unboxing. All right, so let's see this video. All right. So look the whole, I'm putting the video for a reason. I want you to watch all the experience. I will let it play, right? Look at how he's opening the box. Do you even see the USB cable is of quality? Look at that. All right, so do you like the product? Do you like what I see? Do you see the whole difference in when he does the unboxing? I can't remember which video it is. See this one? Let's see. Here it is. Okay, look at it. All right, you can go and use things like that. Tiny box company. Go UK. Do you know these guys? Do you understand what they do? They do custom packaging. How do they look right now? Like all this custom packaging, how do you feel they look? Do they feel like luxurious? Is it good? You can do Royal Mail large boxes. So, okay, this is based in United Kingdom, but you can find others. Maybe you can find here locally. I found here locally in Greece. They don't offer into the platform where you can do it, online and order. But let's see. So favor boxes, let's see, or jewelry, stationery boxes. Let's see. See how easy. See how simple it is. Easy it's not, because it takes time. But see how simple it is to create something which is like really shows that the packaging comes to a place where it's like, wow, okay, I love this one. You don't have to spend a lot of money. You see, they start from 66 pence, like let's say less than $1. You can have something with less than $1. How much this one? £1. And you can have something like that. And of course, if you want to, you can print whatever you want. And you can print your logo. All right, so let's see another example. Stationery boxes, okay. Jewelry gift boxes. If you're selling jewelry, if you're selling watches, stuff like that, look at that. why do you need to spend like $1.50, let's say, for something like that? You can pocket that money, right? Why do you need to spend that money right here? Because it's all about the perceived value and all the customer experience. Another thing that, that you can do is go right here, online, printers.com. Do you know online printers? Now you know. All right, so you can get anything that you want, little flyers to show how the product is working, branding, postcards, little gifts that you can send to your customer. Why do you need to go into that trouble to send gifts to your customer except, and I'm not talking about coupon codes or the actual product, the branding, the packaging, little gifts. Gift like what? I've shared the story before, but, man, I'm trying to type in this keyboard, which is also Arabic, French, and I'm like, it's like, I haven't touched a computer before in my life. A wooden flower. All right, so let me share with you a story. So 2 years ago, something like that. All right, so 2 years ago, I had a customer where he was from, I can't remember, he was from Philippines, Thailand, something like that. And he was selling, he was actually print on demand some t-shirts for grandmas, okay? I love my grandchildren, you know, etc., etc. And he was also drop shipping some items like little, how do you say, bracelets, some mugs, some stuff like that with, you know, I love my grandma, I love my grandkids, etc., etc. And the guy was, of course, a drop shipper and print on demand guy. His name was, I don't even remember his name, a good guy. Anyway, so what did I tell him? I tell him, bro, you are selling to grandmas. Okay, we all start somewhere. You need to have a face for your brand. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, dude, you need to have a face for your brand. You cannot say, my name is Dimitris and I'm a dropshipper from Thailand. Okay, you need to connect with your audience. Does anybody know the story, that story with the grandma? Okay, nobody knows. All right, so you need to create an actual brand. It's like you cannot be selling these items. You can be the mind behind this, but you cannot be the face of the brand. And you need to have an actual persona so it can connect with your audience. He says, okay, so what do we need to do? So you say, okay, from now on, your name is Joanna. It's like, what? I said, your name is Joanna, you are 76 years old, and you have 3 grandchildren, John, Mary, and Jonathan. He started going crazy, like, dude, have you lost your mind? What are you talking to me? I said, dude, we need to create a persona. In the About Us page, when you go, you need to show that you're a grandma as well. How people are going to connect with you? If you're selling grandma stuff, they need to connect with you as a grandma, right? So we create an actual fake persona. There was not an actual person. So we said, okay, and we went to the About Us page and we wrote, hello, my name is Joanna. We found a picture. Okay, I don't know what the lady was, but we found the picture on Google. Hello, my name is Joanna, and I'm the owner of grandmastore.com. All right, I have 3 beautiful grandchildren. Their name is John, Mary, and Peter, and I love them to death. And why did I create this store? I created this store because I wanted to share the love I have for my grandchildren with you, all of you grandmas around the world, where you love your grandchildren, nothing more, you love your grandchildren for nothing more in the world. And I wanted to share my passion with you. So this is why we created this item. All our t-shirts, all t-shirts and mugs are carefully handcrafted. They were not handcrafted, but are carefully handcrafted for you, and we would love for you to share your experience. So, okay, why did we do that? And we put it in the About Us page. Anybody knows something about a statistic about the About Us page? Okay, now you will learn. The About Us page is the second most visited page in your store. 30% of the people will go to your actual about us page. Why? They just want to buy the product, no? Why do they go to the about us page? Do they have some time to waste? Yeah, maybe they do maybe they do have some time to waste, but why do they go to the about us page? Because guys, they want to learn about you. Yeah, they want to learn your story. They want to connect with you on a deeper level. So who knows about me? Okay, I know it's not the same thing. Who knows about me that I'm Greek? Nobody knows? Like 3, 4, okay. Okay. So who knows my story overall? That I started as a struggle person. Who's following me on Instagram? And you see, a lot of people. How more do you feel connected more with me now that you know my story and I'm not just a random dude that came up here to talk you about scaling? You see, you feel much more connected. Why? Because people want to know the story. They just don't want to hand you their money like that. So when we did this, and if you came right here into the room, we're talking about scaling, and I will go inside Google Analytics and Google AdWords. We have like 4 hours together, but I gotta tell you right now that what I'm sharing now, these are way more important, in my opinion. The way that you treat your customers, the little details are what play a big role in your success. So we went ahead, we went to the About Us page, and then we took it one step further. What did we do? We had some custom boxes created, supplier from China, and we had a thank you note. Do you know what the thank you note say? We used a font that it wasn't handwritten, but it seemed like it was handwritten. So it was a coupon code, but in a letter, as a letter. So we said, hello, my dear, thank you so very much for becoming part of our family. I hope that you really, really enjoy your products. And here's another 30% off for your next order. Hey, please, can you do me a favor? Because I know that the love you have for your grandchildren. When you get the stuff, can you please send us a photo of you with your grandchildren wearing our t-shirt saying, I love my grandchildren? Why did we do that? Reviews and testimonials. What did we do with them? We used them for advertising. Reviews, guys, reviews and testimonials. People want to see why when you go to buy a course or a service or something like that, they have testimonials and reviews. Raising the perceived value, so you know that if someone else is vouching for you, if you have a lot of people vouching for you, you say, oh, that probably it has to be a good product. Do you guys know Sam Ovens? Sam Ovens? Okay, a few of you. Okay, so Sam Ovens, he's really, really big into the consulting. He has courses, and he's the owner of consulting.com. Amazing dude, super, super smart. If you go into his site to buy his consulting course, okay, he has 3,000 reviews. 3,000 reviews, and he has them all on video. So when you see and you say, man, like, I don't want to spend like $2,000 on a course because it's a lot of money. When you go inside and you see like 3,000 people that they have reviewed with 5 stars, you know, and you say, oh, dude, like, he's doing an amazing job. All right, so back to this. What did we do? We wrote the letter, we inserted, we asked them for a photo of wearing the product. All right? And what else did we do? We inserted a small little gift, a wooden flower. Guys, grandmas went crazy with it. Do you know what was the cost for us to send a little flower? Something like, that's nothing. 10 cents, 7 cents, something like that. Just a minute. It went amazingly well. Amazingly well. Do you know how many of the grandmas came back again in the next 30 days and bought again? The same grandmas that we sold them before. 25% of them. 25% of them. And 15 of them, they send us pictures with their grandchildren. You could see, I wish you could see their faces, like really, really happy that they were wearing the t-shirt, I love my grandma, I love my grandchildren. And with hugging their grandchildren, we took them and we used them again and again and again. and they were our best performing ads. So the little details, the custom boxes, the little gift, the thank you note, the persona, all these things helped us in scaling. Did we do millions? No, we didn't. Did we do a lot of money? Did we do good money? Yes, we did. So there are always the little details that play the big role. So it's what you do every single day with your store, with your business, to make it seem like it is a big brand.
I just want to ask you if this kind of packaging is done in China with the supplier, or is it done locally?
This specifically was done in China. We asked for the supplier. This is why I'm telling you it's a really good idea to have a really good relationship with your supplier, because always keep in mind, guys, they are here for you, and the more money, I've said it before, the more money you make, the more money they make. So they will help you. We have suppliers that they will do videos for us, that they will do inserts, that they will give us catalogs of what is trending, because they are in the trenches, okay? They are in the business, and some of them are in the business much more time than we are. It's their business, and they've been doing it for 30 years. How long have you been in business? I'm for almost 10 years now. How long have you been in business? 3 years? 5 months? 2 years? Okay, 1 year, 2 years. So we see that we are all new. But these guys, the suppliers, if they have been doing this for 20, 30 years, they know their stuff. And they want to make you happy, so they will go ahead and go the extra mile. And always remember, with your suppliers and with your clients, they're all human beings. So this is way more important than anything else. All right, do you enjoy so far, guys? Good stuff? Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right, so let's go a little bit more into the nitty-gritty, all right? So let me go this. Magnetic. Google Analytics. All right, so I can tell you right now that Google Analytics is one of the most boring stuff. I'm telling you. I'm doing this every single day. It's boring to look at numbers. It's boring to go ahead and see, this. What I can guarantee you, if you pay attention for the next 2 hours or so, you will have the blueprint. You will have the exact same blueprint that I use with all of my clients that they make 7 and 8 figures to scale their business. I can guarantee you that. And because I love helping people, and because for me, yes, we all do stuff for our families, we all do stuff for the money, for the freedom, but there is one thing for me that gets me to connect with you guys, and especially here in Morocco. I love helping people, and I love when I get people to message me that, hey, because of you I didn't give up, or the one thing you taught me has led me to this, or man, I quit my job. It's really, really important for me to give you everything that I've got. So feel free to message me if you have any questions. I will do my best to answer. If I don't answer, don't take it personally. I get a lot of messages. All right. So Google Analytics, who has it in your stores? Who has? Okay. Now let me ask the question. Who is using it? All right. Who is an expert in Google Analytics? All right. Yeah, I'm kidding. I'm no way expert, but I really know my way. Okay, so first of all, if you don't have Google Analytics, okay, you just need to go to analytics.google.com. It is really simple and easy. You just put in, I'm from Morocco, the time zone, and you take the code, the code and you insert it in your Shopify store, or if you're using, I don't know, WordPress, Magento, ClickFunnels, or whatever that is, PrestaShop, whatever. All right, so why Google Analytics? Because Google Analytics will answer to almost every single question that you have about your user and your customer. Okay, why, how long, how much, where did they go, where did they click, where do they come from, do they use a mobile device or not, do they come from Morocco, do they come from Greece, where did they click, did they add to cart? So you can get all this information, and more importantly, it's not important just to know the information. The most important thing is what do you do with this information, okay? So you know that when you're having a general store, it's really difficult, it's more difficult to be able to know if you're selling women panties and yoga leggings and a gadget and a fishing rod, to know exactly how you can find a passionate audience. But thank God, Google Analytics is here to help you. And if you can take and combine all the information that you have from Google Analytics, Facebook Analytics, all right, and Shopify reports, you need, what did I say is the most important thing in the beginning? Sales, yeah, but what is the most important thing you need to spend more time in? Product and audience. So when you know the audience, it will be way easier for you to use the data to scale. And as I was presenting yesterday, I told you that we're selling the app stimulator, right? So the app stimulator, the moment that we went ahead and focused only on that, on ClickFunnels page, it started blowing up. We went from 3% conversion rate to 8.7. We almost tripled our conversion rate because we focused on one product. We knew really, really well our audience, who will be the people, and you see that in terms of targeting, we didn't do anything crazy. Exercise, diet, fitness, okay? And at some point, we went even zero interest. Why zero interest? Because Facebook knows better. I said before, early in the morning, I said that it is really, really important to give good angles, good creatives on Facebook, and Facebook will take care of the rest. Your job is, how much do you spend daily inside your Facebook ads account? Who optimizes your ads daily? Do you optimize your ads daily? Optimize your ads daily? Of course you do. No? You're not using Facebook ads? Oh my God, I'm shocked right now. Okay, so the thing is that as marketers, what do? You spend money in versus money out, all right? So when you spend enough time inside your Facebook ads, what do you see? When do you see an ad that you're spending, let's say, $20 on an ad set, and it's not bringing you any clicks, or it's not bringing you any add to carts or something like that? What do? You post the ad. You kill the ad, right? You need to be doing the exact same thing when it comes with Google Analytics. Because when you get inside, you will see that what you are trying right now, it's not working. And Google Analytics is not only about Facebook, it's about the overall traffic. All right, so we have 4 basic pillars: audience, acquisition, behavior, and conversions. Conversions is where we care the most because we have here e-commerce, and here's where we see the actual money. This is a demo account of the Google Merchandise Store, which they have abandoned it completely. You see terrible conversion rate. But overall, they have a really, really good average order value, $46. They made $1,000. And now here you can see the actual products. All right. So conversions is where we're going to spend much more time. But except from the 4 basic pillars, we do have the real time. So if I come here to overview, this is more for people to play around to see, like, okay, I'm having like 28 people. Let me see if someone adds to cart. Let me see if someone is buying my shit, etc., etc. But other than that, and you can go to locations, okay, Croatia, France, etc., etc. Traffic sources, direct none, Google organic, affiliate, etc., etc. Okay, content. What are they saying? I'm not spending enough time here because it's not that important. It's just more for you to see, okay, I have traffic in my store, all right? And conversions. You see that right now, someone was probably in the purchase completed. Enter checkout, 1 person. and 2 people register for the website. Okay, so real time is more for us to play our time around. Okay, I'm having 200 people right now in my store, and it's amazing. But other than that, it doesn't offer anything good. Okay, so what is the step-by-step things that you need to be following here in analytics, and I'll show you how you can get some reports, because you don't need to spend like 2-3 hours a day as I spent. What you need to do is you need to spend like 10-15 minutes to see what are you doing, if you have any problems, and how you can make it better. All right. So if I go to audience overview, and I will go into the last year, which they have like much more data. All right. So here I know that I can see stuff hourly, daily, weekly. When you get to analyze, it's good when you have like enough data. Like if you want to do a full analysis of your store, you can go and take data of at least 6 months. Okay, if you are newer, the more data that you have, the better. Because at some day, you can find the product and you're scaling like crazy, and the next day the product dies, okay, God forbid, but the product dies and you have no data. So you need the more data possible in order to take more informed decisions. All right, so users, 906,000 users are the unique people. Do you know what's the difference between users and sessions? Okay, that's right. So a user, I'm a unique user, but I can do more than one session. So a session lasts for 30 minutes. So what can happen? I can browse, like I was here, right? I was here and I opened it up like 30 minutes ago. I'm the same user, but if I come and continue and say, okay, let me see here what's going on, I'm the same user, but I'm doing a different sessions right now, right? So this is why you will always see that in analytics, the number of sessions is always going to be bigger than the number of users. What do you care about? The number of users. This is what you care. You care about unique people, 906,000. Okay, 1.46 sessions per user. You see it right here. Page views. What are page views? How many pages someone is seeing on average per session. So you see, if you multiply the number 4.5 times the 4.5 times the 1.3 million sessions, you get the page views. Okay, so why do we need more page views? Why do we need someone to spend enough time in our store? Because the more time someone spends in our store, the more greater are the chances of them buying something. So if you see here, I have an average session duration of almost 3 minutes. Good or bad? Good, of course. If you have an average session duration of like 20-30 seconds to your store, something's wrong. Something is 1 minute is good. Everything above you can get are above 45 seconds and above is good. The more the better. All right. Bounce rate. Do you know what bounce rate is? Okay, so bounce rate, that's right. Bounce rate is how quickly someone bounces off your website or your store as soon as they see it, without scrolling, without clicking. Really important, because we also have the exit rate, which I'm about to tell you a little bit later. Okay, 42% bounce rate, what does that mean? That 42%, when they clicked our ads or our emails or I don't know, saw us on organic, Instagram, Facebook, whatever, okay, 42% bounce right away. 42%, good or bad? Bad. No, bad or good? You said good. All right, it's good. Why is that? Because it is impossible to have a bounce rate like of 5%, 3%, 1%, 10%. Not impossible, but it's really rare. Okay, so your goal is to have a bounce rate below 50%. Okay, the lower the better. When you have a 100% bounce rate, you are fucked. It means that you're doing something terribly wrong. If you have a 100% bounce rate, your average session duration will be Zero. They didn't get to do anything. So why is that? Why don't, when you get to spend money in Facebook ads, why is it really important? So first step number one that I'm about to show you. Okay, when you're sending traffic in Facebook ads, and let's say that you start with, I don't know, $100 per day. All right, and let's say in terms of math, so we make it a little bit easier, that we get $1 per click. Okay, so you get 100 clicks. And your bounce rate is 80%. What does that mean? We lost $80 on people that will never get to act on our stuff. So what does it mean? That you have $100 out of pocket, and because you didn't spend enough time, and I'm not trying to blame you, I'm trying to help you, right? Okay? Don't take it the wrong way. So you put $100, and because you didn't spend enough time to have like a better creative, a good angle, good ad copy, 80% of the people, they were scrolling on Facebook or they were in their laptop, they said, oh, that seems nice. Click, charts, fuck that, gone. Money, gone. So what does that mean? That for every $100 that you spend, $80, it's like, it's better to give it to me. Or give it to some poor guys. Or I don't know, it's better to give it, throw out in the street, I don't know. Because you are giving it to Facebook right now, and Mark Zuckerberg doesn't need more money. You need more money. All right, so no matter what, it's almost impossible to make only by the targeting on Facebook. Let's say that you sell, I don't know, athletic shoes, okay? And you put in Nike, and you put all the people, 100 people here in the room that are interested in Nike. Are all 100% of the people will buy? No. But what is going to be our big win? If we can get people, the more people to get to buy, and the lesser bounce rate we have. So one of the biggest things that I do when I work with seven-figure brands is I want to take a look at their bounce rate. Because I know that the slight change I will do in the bounce rate, and I will help them reduce that even more, because how do we say in English? Like the enemy of the good is the better. And the enemy of the better is the best. I don't know if they say that. All right, so one of the very first things that I do with brands that they do seven figures, meaning $1 million, okay, I go and look at the bounce rate. And how can I fix my bounce rate? First of all, it's my targeting. I need to spend much more time into realizing what my targeting is. Okay, and that's the overall targeting for all products, for all traffic sources. But it's one of the biggest metrics that Google Analytics is using right now to show you if you can move further or not. So fix the targeting, and the other thing that I don't think that many people are doing it, okay, even if you have a general store, but that mostly applies to brands, it's a really, really good idea to have content, okay, to have a blog, to educate people on the needs that you are selling. So what do I mean? Let's say that you are selling, what do we sell? We sell yoga stuff, okay? Yoga clothing and yoga mats and yoga bricks and yoga sheds, you know, all that kind of stuff, all right? How do we get them to spend more time in our store and more money, of course? So we create a blog, yes, okay. We create a blog, we have unique articles, don't just copy paste from someone else, okay. You can find amazing writers in Fiverr.com. If you don't want to write, I hate writing, so I find writers on Fiverr.com. You can find people, and you can find really, really long articles with images. Another thing that I see is working really well, infographics, guys. You may spend much more money, but if you are passionate about this, you can create an infographic. Why? Does anybody know? Because they're really engaging, they're really easy to read them, okay, and people love them. Infographics. What else? What type of content? Another type of content is really, really good for that reason? Anybody knows? Videos, okay. But what type of videos? Step by step. tutorials. This is really amazing. So we have a really, really huge brand in Greece where they're selling computer stuff, laptops, and TV screens, etc., etc. And they were doing really good because they have like a lot of physical location. They sell online. They sell like over the telephone. They have a call center, etc., etc. The moment that they started going really, really big on YouTube and having a blog, it started exploding the online sales. Okay, why? Why they started exploding? Because people got to engage a lot more with their stuff. Okay, it doesn't matter what you sell. So the guys were talking about motherboards and RAM and hard disk drives, etc. Okay, some people find it really, really interesting. So they had unboxing videos where I tell you that you need to start adding to the game. And yes, add them to your site as well. You want people to engage more. They started adding blogs. They started adding step-by-step tutorials. Another really, really big brand that I know, makeup brand, not really big, like a medium brand, what they do, tutorials. And even if you go out and you have like influencers, does anybody use influencers? Okay, a lot more people, you need to be raising your hands. Influencers is the big shit right now. I'm trying to get into it because I don't know much about it. But overall, if you get influencers, and one really good strategy that, this is not mine by the way, it's friends shared with me. A really, really good strategy is that you need to find one great influencer that he has like, I don't know, 1, 2 million, 3 million, 5 million, whatever, a really big one. You need to find 10 that are in the mid-range, 100,000, 150,000, 200,000, and you need to find 100 which are really small influencers. 10,000, 8,000, some of them have the swipe up, some of them they don't have, and you want them to create content for you. And why do you want to do that? Because you want people talking about your brand. So you will pay a lot of money, the guy with 1 million, maybe you'll pay 3,000 for a post, but they have they have like a lot of engagement. You will pay a lot less, like maybe 200 to 300 to 500, depending on the engagement rates that they have. You can pay the middle ones, the mid-tier ones, okay? And then you can find 100 people that are really, really small. Guys, you don't have to pay them anything. They would be really, really happy just to have the product from you. But why do you care about that? Because you will take all the content that they created for you, all the mini videos, all the photos, some of the people are also on YouTube and they do like YouTube tutorials, how to use them. And you are eligible to use that video for your content. And when you see that content in your YouTube channel or inside your blog and the videos and the step-by-step, doing by, I don't know, a big influencer, you know, like Chiara Ferragni. Okay, I don't know, another, like, I don't know, Kim Kardashian. All right, no, it's impossible to get Kim Kardashian, but think about when you have like a really, really big influencer that people know in your niche, and you get to use that video. You paid once, and yes, you paid a lot of money, but you get to play that video again and again and again and again with your Facebook ads. So this is how you create more engagement for the people. This is how you get them to spend much more time with you. And when you get to spend much more time with you, you'll get more sales and you'll get to reduce your bounce rate. So when you're scaling, it's not only about how much money you're earning, the revenue, but it's also about how much money you're saving. What would happen if your bounce rate, let's say it's not that bad, but it's 60%, okay? And what would happen if you take your bounce rate down by 10%? Let's say that you spend $100 per day, so you save $10 per day. That's nothing. You spend more on food and coffee. But if you see it per month, it's $300 per month. If you see it per year, it's $3,600. It's only if you spend only like 100. If you spend 1,000, you're saving 100 per day. So it's $3,000 per month. So it's $36,000 per year. So do you see now how it starts becoming serious money? Do you see why big brands, where I go ahead and consult? I was working with a brand like a year ago. He was making $1 million. $1 million. I come in and I see the bounce rate at 65%. I say, dude, it's not bad, but we can make it better. I go ahead and see the average time speed. It was taking 8 seconds for the website to load. If you want to keep 2 things in mind, please do keep those 2 things in mind. All right. I say 8 seconds and 65%. All right. Let's fix a few things. I will show you exactly what we did to fix the average time speed, okay? And we managed to reduce the bounce rate by exactly what I told you. We started adding a YouTube channel. We started using all these influencers and the micro influencers. Okay, this was with the cooperation with the guy I was telling you, because I'm not big on Instagram influencers, all right? We started writing more content on email marketing, because we wanted to engage with the people. We didn't send them an email only when we wanted to make money. We sent them an email when we had a new article, a new step-by-step, a new infographic, and we indirectly made money. Why? I send you an infographic about 10 steps to do better yoga. How do I make money with that? It has a product. Am I not wasting my time? No, I'm not wasting my time. Because sometimes you have the direct sales, where you say, buy this product. Or sometimes you have the indirect sales, where I get to educate you about this. So right now, I'm here talking about Google Analytics, and I get to help you, and I get to say this, and that. What am I doing right now? I'm helping you. I'm sharing stuff with you, knowledge with you, but I'm also indirectly selling you as well. Without selling. I'm selling myself, right? I'm here on stage. You are 100 people right here. I'm the face right here. So this is exactly what you need to be doing with your content as well. And you don't want to write the content, hire content writers. Hire people for you, for your brand. That would be amazing. You told me about movement watches. What did they do? Anybody wants to know this is an amazing watch, by the way. Movement watches. I love it. I ordered it just to see the branding. The branding was fucking amazing. It had like pictures, it had like follow us on Instagram, it had the thank you note, it had the coupon code. The whole experience, it was amazing. And they also upsold me with another, how this thing is called? Yeah, with another strap as well. So always, indirectly, you need to be selling without selling to your customers. You need to be providing value to your customers, but overall the goal should be selling. The other day, maybe a month ago, I bought a product, a course for $1,250 from Joel Airway. Okay, he's really, really good with webinars. Really, really good with webinars. And because this is part of my business, and I do webinars as well, but I was doing more webinars for instructional, okay, just to help people, share knowledge, etc. But also I want to sell with webinars. So I said, okay, who is the best? He's really good. So I said, okay, $1,250 is not much money on the value that I'm going to be getting, okay? But overall, do you know what's the number one thing that sold me on his offer? It was not the offer itself. Not exactly testimonials. It's the way that he has a podcast for the past 2.5 years or so, I don't remember exactly. And he has podcasts every single week, no matter what, with all the big influencers that they do webinars. And he had John Crestani, and he had Russell Brunson, and he had Dan Herney, and he had Ricky Mateka, and this guy, and all guys, you maybe know them or not, but all guys who are big on webinars. And I'm like, dude, I know this guy. I've been listening to his podcast for, a year now. So I got sold more on the idea that he's right here, he provides value, he never left us. I've heard his content, and it's really, really good. So what would happen if you spend enough time and you have right now a content creator or more content creators to be writing content for you and sharing it with your customers? What will happen if you decide today that you need to start a YouTube channel a YouTube channel, and you post once per week. You don't have to go crazy with it. What would happen? Everything, let me tell you another example. I go inside Facebook, I see an ad, and I go inside Facebook, and I see the Facebook page. And the Facebook page has one post from 2012. What do you think about that? It's dead, it's nothing. Like the guy is gonna take my money and run, right? You go ahead and you see, let me show you an actual example. You go ahead and see, for example, do you know Allbirds? So this is a really, really big brand that they're selling shoes. All right, they do really, really well for men, women, etc., etc. Okay, what I want you to notice, first of all, one thing before I forget, that doesn't have to do with this, but I want you to go inside stores, and I want you to see what are they doing and how you can not copy, but model what they're doing. What are some good things that you can model and you love? Like, is it the menu? Is it the filters? Is it the landing page? Is it the way that says the add to cart? Does it have some sort of effect? Look at that. Quick add, for example. Okay. So overall, what I want you to notice, if I go here on Instagram, I see 316,000 followers, and I see that those guys are posting 17 hours ago. You see? So if I go to the brand, one jour ago, okay, 2 jours, okay, 3 jours. So what does that mean? They are consistently. Why do they keep spending time? And you see, this one, it's not even advertising. Like, what is that? What the fuck is that? The chili collection will be making a splash tomorrow. Does that make money directly? I don't think, yeah, but it creates engagement. Do you see how many people like that? 1,800 people like that. Do you believe that maybe 5, 6 of them will become clients? Probably. We can't really know, but the good thing is that even from here, we can measure almost everything. So you need to be talking about your brand consistently. If I go to Facebook, oh, this is another one's account. Let's go and see in the private messages. Okay, so you see that they have 109,000 people who follow 17 hours ago. You see, even if it's the exact same thing, November 5, okay, you see that they are posting consistently. This is what you need to be doing. And if you don't want to do it yourself, I know that some of you might think, what does all these things have to do with scaling? They all have to do with scaling. They all have to do with scaling. It's the little things that count. So, as I was saying earlier, I worked with this customer, and he was making $1 million. All right, $1 million. How much did he go without me changing anything else, nothing else, only putting his page speed down and the bounce rate? Exact same ad budget, we didn't change anything else. How much do you think? We went from 1 million to 1.3. So I made him $300,000, just like that. Do you think I'm really that smart? I don't believe I'm that smart. I don't believe that I'm smarter from you. But one thing that I do, that you don't do, is that I spend time in my analytics or in my customers' analytics. Because these are the things. Was he happy about the $300,000 extra? Of course he was. And that was in less than 30 days, guys. Did I do magic? No. I don't want to bullshit you that this is magic. This is just work. I did all the things necessary to take down the 8 seconds page load time to 2 seconds, and we did all necessary things to take from 65 to 55. What would happen if I take even more time to go from 55 to 45, or from 45 to 40, or 35? extra money. What would happen if your average order value, what is on average the average order value that you have? $20? 35? You're good. 35, $40, okay? What would happen if you have the exact same people, and instead of $40 or $30, which is a good average, you take them to 50 or 60? And I'm not talking about crazy stuff. I want you to start thinking, and I said it yesterday in my speech, okay? You need to start to be thinking as product lines. This is how you scale. You know how do I know? Because with the app stimulator that we're selling, in the beginning, we didn't have an upsell. We didn't have like a bundle. We said, okay, here it is. Okay, 1,000 people bought it. So now what? What can I sell them next? Ta-da-da-da. I didn't want to put myself into that position. I want to know beforehand what am I selling next. I always want to have the next move in mind before I have this move. Okay, so what do I sell them? I can sell them the little patches for here, for the arms. And then what else can I sell them? I can sell them the little extra patches for here. Perfect. And what else can I sell them? So always you need to be selling them the next thing. Another thing that you need to do when you're scaling, and I know I jump from one thing to another, but I have so many things in my mind, and I'm not even halfway there, okay? And I tell them, before you forget, what did I want to say? You see, I forgot. Thank you ads. Did you hear about that yesterday when I said it? So again, if someone hasn't heard that, okay, thank you ads are the ads that are always the most profitable and always the most ROI positive. What do? You create a custom audience in your Facebook with all your purchases, and you go inside and you serve them an ad where it says thank you. I want to really want to thank you. Either you want to do video or text, photo ad, okay? Where you say, hello, my name is Dimitris Skiadas, and I'm the owner of xbrand.whatever.com, okay? Thank you so very much for putting your trust into us. Welcome to the family. We are looking forward to serving you. Let us know if you have any question or something like that, okay, in the ad copy. No call to action, just a minute. No call to action, no link, no pricing, no product, nothing. Just want to show appreciation to the people. Always the thank you ads. Don't expect to see crazy money from Facebook ads, but it's all money, it's all positive money. Always like 2 ROAS, 3 ROAS, 4 ROAS, 5 ROAS. Good enough for me. If I can spend this one. Or another thing that you can do when you're scaling, make it easy for your customers. One thing that we have discovered, do you use coupon codes? Okay, do you make your customers insert the coupon codes? Some of you do? Don't make them use them. Have it already. Come on, let's show them. Clap. Thank you guys, thank you. Ah. All right, good, I'm joking. All right, thank you. So, I completely lost focus of what I was saying. All right. Oh man, what I was saying, I forgot. Coupon. Okay, don't make your customers insert the coupon code. Have already the coupon code applied. One good thing and bad thing about coupon codes that we have discovered is that there are many people when you do all your custom audiences, and I'll tell you how we do with retargeting on custom audiences, and that applies for Google AdWords as well. One bad thing is that always people expect to have sales and coupon codes. So there are people that won't buy from you because they will expect the coupon code. And that's a bad thing. All right, so what do? First of all, we create a custom audience of 7 days of all the people who have purchased from us, all right? No coupon code. And we serve them a new ad. We see the stats, we see how well it's working or not, all right? Then we create another custom audience from 7 to 14 days. Always make sure to exclude the previous one, Really important, okay, because you're going to be fucked. All right, 7 to 14, 14 days, you exclude the 7 days. All right, A, with 5% off with health, get in right now, check out, blah, 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 whatever. See how it works or doesn't. And the other one we do, we create the 21 days custom audience of all the purchases with 10% off. Make sure that you exclude the 14 days and you exclude the 7 days. All right. You will tell them, this is your last chance and this is the highest percent off that you will get. Because when you say 0% or 5% or 10%, people say, oh, let me wait another week, maybe I'll get 15. Or let me wait 2 weeks, let me get another 5%, it will be 20%. Okay, you need to make sure to tell them that this is the highest it can go right now. Of course, you need to have the right ad copy to say it, okay? Don't say it like I say it right now. But overall, because people get to expect, there will always be people that will buy in the first days. But when you go, you can go inside analytics, and you can see how long does it take for your customer, the customer lifetime cycle, how long does it take for your customer to purchase from you again, okay? And I can tell you right now that if you want to put your focus somewhere, if you have enough customers already and you're not just starting out, and you have like a kind of product line, send them an email, write ads, send them a sequence on ManyChat. Try to make money without spending money. The most important thing overall in scaling is acquiring the customer. Do you all guys know ClickFunnels? Yes, ClickFunnels. Do you know how many users they have? 100,000, right. Do you believe that they care if the next month are going to pay rents or paychecks or something like that? No, they don't. Do they care if next month are they going to have money to pay for their employees? Why? Because even if they lose 20% of their people, which is impossible to happen, 20%, it's a big number. Maybe they will lose maybe 2-3%, okay? But they get always new people, all right? They still have 97,000 people paying from $97 to $297 per month, okay? And of course, I know that our model with e-commerce is not recurring, but overall, where do you need to count on in your business? Let's say another example, Adidas or Nike. If they lose tomorrow 100,000 customers, will they care much? Okay, 100,000 people are a lot of people, is a lot of money, but will they care more? Do you all know Adidas? Or Nike? How do we know them? Huge. Okay, it's an extreme example, I know, but I wanted to give you an extreme example to understand the point I want to prove. Okay, so why do we know these brands, and why are these brands will going to be here forever? Because they are top brands, they have top quality clothing, okay, and shoes. They have like really huge advertising. They go with brands, ambassadors, they go with influencers. They spend a lot of money on TV, on magazines, on radiophone, internet, banner advertising, Google ads, Facebook ads, Instagram, email marketing. They're everywhere, and of course they have physical locations. Okay, I know it's an extreme way to prove it, but always you need to be thinking that you are an Adidas. You are a Nike, and you need to be focusing on your best customers. Always you need to be acquiring new customers. ClickFunnels. ClickFunnels started from 10,000, 20, 30. It lost some, it gained some more. Always you need to be acquiring more, because this is the only way to grow. But another way to grow is to sell more products to more customers. And this is the number one thing in driving me crazy that I see majority of the people, they don't do. Go ahead, the perfect best way to scale is when you treat your customer like a fucking king. This is the most important thing. All right. Good stuff so far, guys? Enjoying? Anyone sleepy? Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right, so let's go again inside Google Analytics. Google. All right, so how you can take more important ways to increase your sales, okay, cut down on speed and all that good stuff. Really, really important. The very first thing that I will do is I will go to audience geolocation. And I know that this is a product that a lot of people from United States, they are selling, and you see they've made $1.1 million. You see 397,000 people were from United States. Some of them from India, you see 72,000, 45,000 from United Kingdom, etc., etc. So why do I care to come in here? Why do I care to come in here? Because if you're selling in Morocco, let's say only, okay, Morocco is a really big country. How many people are in Morocco? 57 million? Okay, so that's a really, really big country. But in Morocco, you have like geographical areas, right? You don't only have cities, which is like Rabat, Marrakesh, Fez, Agadir, and all this kind of stuff, okay? But you also have geographic areas. So, I don't think that it has Morocco over here, or it has a lot of data. But let's take United States. So, United States, they're getting divided by states. Anyone selling to the US? Okay, a few people, all right. So, when you are the biggest mistake I still see to this day, the biggest mistake, when you're selling to the United States, do you know how many people are in the States? 330 million. Let's say that half of them are on Facebook, okay? And let's say that 10 million people is our target market. Do you really believe, even if you spend $100 per ad set, $200 per ad set, $500 per ad set, do you really could reach all those people? It's impossible. Okay, so what do you need to do? You need to try to at least, based on the data, really important what I'm saying, based on the data, not do it because I tell you, but based on the data of your store, try to make it a little bit smaller, the audience, and you know exactly who is buying and where they're buying from. And let me show you an example of what we did. So a couple of years ago, I was working with a brand that they were selling essential oils. You know, essential oils, okay? And the guy was doing pretty decent. He had a 4% conversion rate. He had a brand in the United States. He was doing around $1 million per year, doing pretty nice. And I did the exact same exercise with him as I do here with you. So we went inside and we saw that, man, we are doing a good job in California, but in Colorado, we are fucking crushing it. Guys, in California, it was 3.5%, whatever, something around like that, okay? But in Colorado was 12%. Our conversion rate was, on average, 4%, and on Colorado was 12%. What does that mean? 3 times more the money I can make in Colorado. And I tell him, like, dude, all right, let's try one ad set in Colorado only. He said, it's too small. Let's try it. What do we have to lose? Even if it's like 100,000 people, what do we have to lose? Nothing. You know what happened? We fucking crashed in Colorado. People love the product there. So why we're trying to sell? If we are all men here, and a few women in the back, okay? Analytics is not interesting for women, trust me. I don't know how I got my wife to marry me, I don't know. So, if we're talking about, right here, about makeup, not selling makeup, wearing makeup, are you the right audience? Or am I the right audience to talk about makeup? No. So this is why I keep saying about the audience, it's really, really important. This is marketing one-on-one. Forget about Facebook ads. Don't forget them, but look. It's one of them. But if you have a really huge fucking audience and you say, okay, United States, people who love cosmetics. Dude, come on. Like, you will need $1,000, $2,000 per day just to let Facebook discover who are the best converting people. Even if you're using like website conversion ads with a purchase as an optimization event. You see what I'm saying? So you need to help Facebook because Facebook cannot magically find all the users for you. And especially as all of us, and I include myself as well, we don't get to spend that much money. We always start with $10, $20, right? When you test a new product. So let Google Analytics tell you the data. So spend the $10, $20, and I know that's not going to be enough, but after you get on things rolling, you will get much more data inside analytics. And you will know that, dude, I'm doing a good job in California, but in Illinois, not so much. So what I want to do, and this is one of the exercises I do, I will go right here, guys, and I will export. And I will export to Google Sheets. I will click import the data. Are you guys good? Do you want a break or something like that? No, we're good, all right. So I will get the data. Sorry, I made a mistake. I want more data. So I will come in here. And this is one of the things that will not only will help you scale, but it will help you save a lot of money. All right, so come here, export, Google Sheets. Import the data. And here's what I'm going to do. I will come here into column K, and I want to write revenue per user. Now what I will do, I will have the equal sign, and I will divide the revenue. Come on. Oh my God. Okay, and I will divide the revenue toward the users. All right, so what do I see by that? I see that in California, I'm making $3.58 per user, revenue per user in California. If I click down, let me show you again. I did it a little bit quickly. Come in here, you see this cross over here. You click and drag down. And you see right here that you have states that you only do like 12 cents, 30 cents, 9 cents. On average, right here, let's put it green, all right? On average, you are making $2.73. So what do you want to do now? You want to take all the revenue per user that you are getting above that. So let me show you. So come in here to number 7 and go to filters and have revenue per user. Oops, what happened? Trying to connect. Guys, we lost internet. I do have internet. What happened? Okay, I think now we're good. All right, so I will go right here, revenue per user, and I will sort Z by A. All right, I want to have enough data. Okay, so if I see something that has only like 100 users, I don't know if that is going to help me. But if I see right here, and I know, for example, that on average I'm making 2.73, but in California, which has 147,000 users, that's enough of a sample to let me know that I need to focus my target right here. Next one, South Carolina. So South Carolina is not that big, but that one could be an actual potential in the back of your mind where you can keep, maybe I can try an ad set in South Carolina to see how it goes. But overall, New York, 40,000 people, That's enough data for me to go ahead and say that, hey, dude, 4.30 per revenue per user, I can go and fucking crush here. Or Massachusetts, okay, usually I like to have minimum 1,000. But even better, I like to have like at least 10,000 users, so I know that my sample is good enough. All right, does it make sense? All right, and then what I will do is I will try to find a lot of traffic that I'm sending right here. For example, in Florida, I had 13,000 people that I sent, and they made me $10,000. Okay, so overall, when you're targeting United States, have you ever seen when you go inside your Facebook ads and you target all the United States, and then you go to breakdown, and then you see a lot of countries or cities that you get a lot of clicks, but you get shit traffic. I see that a lot when we do worldwide. Like worldwide, for us, it doesn't work. Like we need to go ahead and spend enough time finding out what are the countries that they're not gonna work. Why is that? Because Facebook, as it works, when you have like, let's say, $100 ad set, all right? And you go inside Facebook ads and you say that, okay, I'm gonna do worldwide. And then you go after 1 hour or two, maybe a little bit more, okay, and you go down and see and do the breakdown. What type of countries do you see? And you see like, oh, $10 spent, no conversions. Malaysia, Brazil, Albania, Turkey, Greece, Indonesia, Egypt, like countries that probably they're never gonna buy. And even worse, like there are countries that they don't even have the ability to have like credit cards. I know, which is the country like, is it Algeria or Tunisia that they don't have credit cards? Algeria? Yeah, I don't remember. It's some country in Africa. So if you're doing Africa, for example, and you don't have cash on delivery, and you do have, what are you doing? You're spending your money just out of stupid mistakes. How do I know? I'm stupid. I've done the mistake. So this is how you learn, guys. Okay, I'm not up here because I read a lot and I'm telling you this stuff. I've made so many mistakes. I lost so much money. All this, what I'm telling you right now, do you know where they come from? Experience. Experience. This is the only way. Like a course, and the thing I'm saying right now, it's not helping me because selling courses, selling trainings is my business as well, except from e-commerce. But overall, I don't want to lie to people. I'm honest above all. Okay, a course is not going to do the work for you. A course is just going to guide you on what are the things that you need to do. How do you learn? Experience, you fail, you make the mistake, and here we go again. Experience, you fail, you make the mistake. Experience, you win. This is how you win. You have to make all the mistakes first. But when you do the mistakes, and some of them are really, really expensive mistakes, when you do them, you don't do them again. All right? So how do I know? Because when we are doing this exercise, we not only discovered that we can make money scaling into specific states, but we discovered that we have specific states that they are costing us money. And how do I know? I can prove it to you right now. All good so far, guys? All right? Can we take an Instagram story and you seeing excited? Really excited, though. I want you to jumping up and down, right? Okay, I'm an influencer. I have a thing to maintain. All right, wait. So I'm right here with my boys right here, and I'm teaching you all about scaling. Guys, are you excited? Yeah! Woo! All right, you rock. You rock. All right, thank you about that. So, how can we save money? How can I save you money? Because always keep in mind, it's not always about scaling. It's not always about scaling your business, scaling your numbers, and all that kind of stuff, which is the most important thing. But also, as well, is how you can cut your costs down. And another thing that doesn't have to do at all with analytics or something like that, How many of you are using Shopify apps? Sorry, a lot. How much money you are spending in these Shopify apps? A lot. How many other do you have? Any other tools like ClickFunnels, Klaviyo, ActiveCampaign, like tools, different tools, Trello, like all these kind of tools. Guys, I did that like maybe a year and a half ago. I was spending $1,500 per month. $1,500 per month in my business, which I also do, consulting, and I have other tools as well, webinars, emails, and all that kind of stuff. 1,500 tools per month on tools I wasn't even using. You know why? Because these are the small tools, and you see 29 charts there, 39 charts there, 99 charts there, $9 charts there. And all these, if you get to see them, because they are small charges, you don't get to see them in your bank account. And then you realize, wow, what the fuck, dude? Like, I'm spending a lot of money into this. So go ahead and try to find products or services or tools that you're not using daily. You don't really need them, and cut down your costs. You will see that it adds up a lot. All right. So let's finish up this exercise. So what do I want to do? So I know I have my revenue. I have my revenue per user. What do I want now? I want my cost of goods. All right. You see here, I have transactions. So a transaction can have more than one product. But in terms to make it a little bit easier, so we don't lose a lot of time into the analysis, let's pretend that you have one product. So on average, what is your cost per product that you're selling? Your cost of goods? 20, 30? No, not the cost per purchase, the cost of goods, the cost of the product that you're selling, how much you're buying it. 15? Some other one? Let's get an average. 20, 15, all right. So let's put 15, so in just terms, okay. So I'll put 15, okay, and I want to multiply that times the transactions. All right, so I know that this one is my cost of goods, right? All right, perfect. What is your CPA? What is the cost per purchase? That's right here, CPA. What is the cost per purchase that you get on average on these products? 15? On average, someone else? What is the cost per purchase that you are getting? If you are selling products, what is the cost per purchase on average? 7, 8, 9? Okay, someone said 15. Let's put 10, so we can be good. All right. So our CPA, it's $10 times. I will put in the users. I won't put the sessions. Okay, I will put in the users. All right. So CPA, something I did wrong here. Oh, that's good. All right. So let's say that this one, it is gross profit. So what I will do, I will go right here and I'll do equals, and I will remove, I have the revenue, and what expenses do I have? Minus, 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 okay. So revenue minus cost of goods, right? Minus my cost of ads, all right? So it means, I think I did something wrong here. 97,000, $10. Oh, guys, sorry, I made a mistake. I meant CPC. Sorry, that's my mistake. So let's say that on average your cost per click is $1. Let's say on average, okay, so $1. Yeah, because I saw the numbers, I'm like, okay, I've done something wrong here. Definitely something wrong. So you see, did you understand what I did here? So I had my revenue, and I had my cost of goods. So what I calculated that the cost of the product is $15. So the cost of the product, I multiplied it with the transactions. Cool so far? All right. And my CPC, let's say that I have $1 CPC, and I multiplied it with the users. All right. And I put in the revenue minus the cost of goods, math. Like my revenue, how much money I made. I exclude, Uigarito. I exclude my, guys, there's my best brother over there. If you want to launch a business in the UK and you have no Stripe or something like that, let's do some advertising, bro. Launches.com, Uygar will help you. And if you are selling stuff, print on demand from London, AOP, all over print.it. I love you, brother. I love you. Support my brother there because he's a really good brother. And he deserves. I don't do that for everybody, you should know. Okay, I do it for good people only. Man, when I went in London, he let me sleep in his bed, son. In his son's bed. In his son's bed. You see that, how you support people? When you go to someone that you met from the internet and you go inside his house and he lets you sleep on the same bed that his son is sleeping, you know that he's a brother and he deserves the support. I want one more for him. Brother. All right, so what did I do? Basic math. I go from the revenue and I exclude my Facebook ads, my costs, right? And my cost of goods. How much do I pay my AliExpress guy? All right, so what did I do here? On this one specifically, on Massachusetts, I made $43,000 gross profit. That's fucking amazing. So what do I need to do? I need to focus right there. So let's see right now, does the same thing will happen in every single thing? Let's see. Uh-oh, I started seeing some minus here. Minus, 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 minus. Okay, when you do all that, at the end, okay, you know that you made money. You made $500,000 from that overall, because this one is the total, right? So you made money, but that's awesome. Where did you make more money? Right here, bro, in California. So take this one and do it, let's say, let's do orange, all right? So California is the one that you know that you need to fucking scale, right? Look at how much money you made, right here. This one as well. This was New York? New York, all right, perfect. So you know which are the things that you need to scale. But what else do you know? You see, hey, dude, like right here, I spend money, so you see, I made $7,000, but overall, because my CPC, my cost of Facebook ads, and my cost of goods is that high, I lost money. North Carolina, Maryland, Arizona, fuck you. I want to remove you. You know, you're not helping me out. You want to do that red. So what do you want to do? You want to exclude that from your purchases. What is that, $5,000? Which motherfucking state told me $5,000? Florida. We don't love you, Florida. We don't want you. So when you do this exercise over here, it's a simple exercise, okay? I told you it's fucking boring to do that. But here is how you save money. Here is how you make money. Here is how you take your conversion rate and you increase it. Here is how you take your average order value, because not every single person is being treated equally by our business. Not every single person who likes Nike will want to buy Nike at the same point that you are advertising. Even if you are a big brand, it doesn't matter. Let's say that you sell yoga clothes and stuff. Let's say that you sell to a really, really passionate audience about yoga, okay? How many chances do you have for 100% of the people to buy your yoga stuff? They are passionate about that. You're not advertising to me. 0. 90% of the people to have a 90% conversion rate? 0. 80? 0. 70? 0. As we move down, what chances do you have to have a 10% conversion rate? Good chances. Okay, chances. What are the chances to have a 5% conversion rate? Good ones. Really, really good ones. Okay, so your goal, if you have on average right now a conversion rate of 2-3%, which is good, which is decent. Your goal is to make that to 4%, 5%, 6%. Why? Because the simple changes matter. Every little single thing that you do into your business matters. If you do this exercise and you see that you're spending your money, and always keep in mind, because I love what you've done here. I see people who are right here with me for the past 2 hours and a half, guys. Thank you. So that gives me hope, and I like that you enjoy what I'm saying, and even more hope that you're going to apply what I'm saying. All right? So when you do this exercise, this is how you scale. I don't know what expectations you had before you entered this workshop about scaling, but hopefully, did you learn some good stuff today? All right, thank you. So, give it up. Thank you, thank you. So overall, you don't have to do this exercise every day. You don't have to spend like 2 hours per day. All right, either you hire me, okay, advertise myself as well, right? Okay, so either you hire me, buy my courses, okay? Or either, even more important, I'm just joking, but if you want to buy them, they're really good, okay? So either you go ahead and you hire someone, or you go ahead and you spend 10, 15 minutes. You don't need more. You just need to see what is your perfect audience and what is your goal. No matter what you do, let's say that you have a really, really passionate audience. Okay, yoga clothing. Okay, let's take this example. And let's say that you have a conversion rate of 5%. No matter what you do, you have to sell to the 95%. They're a passionate audience. No matter what you do, you can give them like practically for free, asking, for $1, okay? People are not gonna buy from you for their own reasons. Maybe they're not really passionate about the product. Maybe they think that the pricing is not fair. Maybe they don't trust you. Maybe they don't have the money. Maybe they just wanted to check out the product, all right? So let's say you have a 5% of the people who are buyers, perfect. Let's say that we have another 45% of the people that no matter what you do, even if they are passionate about yoga, because you have a fierce competition as well, okay, they will not buy from you. What we are left with, 50% of the people that we know that they are passionate enough. So your goal is, first of all, serve all the people who you sold them first, and sell them again and again and again with what we've said so far. And the other thing is to go out on that 50% and try to make them buyers. And how do you make them buyers? By excluding all the motherfuckers that will never buy from us. They're just spending our money. Don't think bad if you go inside your Google Analytics or you go inside your data and you see that you're bleeding money. Big companies, guys, they're bleeding money. I have worked with a handful of them, and majority of the people, it makes me sad to say that, but majority of the people, they don't really know how to read the data. Hopefully today, you learned a few good stuff, and we're just getting started. We have much more time, all right? So doing this exercise, you know, first of all, who is your audience based on the location. But we're just starting out, all right? What is the next thing that I want to do? I want to come in here, and I want to go into audience, mobile, overview. How many people do you have a mobile phone on you right now? How many people? All of us, right? Okay. How many people have you bought something from your phone? All of us, right? Or majority of us. How many people have we bought from our desktop computer? Okay, a lot of people. How many people in terms of every single day do you use more your laptop computer, the desktop, or your mobile phone? Mobile phone. Mobile phones are an extension of our hands. Okay, we do everything there. And one of the things that you will see right here, and again, hopefully, it will make you think a lot more, okay? You will see that, and this is the example that I said right here with the Google Merchandise Store, is the exception, not the rule. All right, so desktop, you see, I have 615,000 people from desktop. All right, you see on average that they spend 3 minutes. You see that I made $1.1 million, like 67% of my users. They brought me 94% of my revenue, all right? and you see my conversion rate is bad, 0.86. So, why am I saying this? Because majority, usually if you go to your Google Analytics right now, what is the type of traffic you send to your stores? Mobile traffic? Mobile traffic, all right. So majority of the people, they send mobile traffic to the store, all right. The thing is that let me not exaggerate, but I've seen that 95% of the times, even if you send a lot of traffic on mobile, desktop is always converting better. How do I know? Let me show you an example. Do you see the bounce rate between desktop and mobile? Right here. So 39% is the desktop, 49% is the mobile. Do you remember what we said about even a 10%? A huge role. All right. Another thing, people on mobile, pages per session 3.8, on desktop 4.78. Okay, why? Because someone who is on desktop, they are really more relaxed. Usually they are in their home or in their office. They have like a bigger screen. They can browse more products, bigger screen, so they have more chances of buying something. Another thing, average session duration, all right. 2 minutes, 0.5, which is good. But look at that, on desktop, 3 minutes, 15 seconds. All right, and you see that on average, I have double the conversion rate on desktop. And usually you will see that it's the other way around. This is why I said this is the exception over here. All right, why is it the exception? Because majority of us, we spend a lot more time into sending traffic to mobile. All right. So why do I care about this and how can it help me? Again, export, Google Sheets, import. All right. Same thing again. So what I will do, I want to know revenue per user, RPU. So what I will do equals, I will have the revenue. Oh, not again. Okay, found it. All right, so revenue, and I divide it by users. All right, so I know that on desktop I'm making 1.85, but look at that. Bro, on mobile I'm making 0.19 on this store. Okay, probably in your store it won't be that bad, but you will see that desktop will always be better. How much better is it right here? So if I divide this one by this one, it's almost 10 times better. Do you see that? Do you understand? Did you understand what I did? What did I do? Are you sure? I'll test you later on. Okay. Sorry? What? So this is a demo store. This is from Google. Google merchandise store. They sell like t-shirts and shit like that. Yeah. I'm just doing it for, just demonstrate reasons. All right. So you see that the desktop right here, you're getting $1.85 per user, but on mobile you're getting only 0.19. So what do? What's the next thing you do? Focus on desktop. Not 100%. Keep doing what you're doing on mobile, but you need to keep making sense for you. Like, don't ignore desktop. I can tell you right now, and especially if you're selling to people of older age, okay, 40, 45, 50, and above, usually these people, they don't prefer the mobile. They will prefer the desktop. And another thing, keep in mind, we do get conversions in our mobile phones, but our mobile phone, it's a total distraction. Have you noticed? You have Instagram notifications and Facebook and emails, and someone is calling, and you can be on the street and someone is shouting, and you see a friend. Like, a lot of things can happen that can get to distract you from making the purchase. Okay, it still works. Of course, it's going to work. Mobile is going to work. But even if it's 20% the desktop, don't ignore it, because it will always convert better. And this is a real demo store. It might be a demo store, but this is real data. All right. Let's show them again. Rockstar. All right. Man, I love how connected you are with me. Like, I do the bullshit and you follow the bullshit I do. Thank you, guys. Love you. All right. So, what is really, really important is to get to follow and to see the data. I told you from the beginning that this is going to be so fucking boring, so fucking boring, but this is one of the things that's going to help you scale, okay, when you know exactly. So what about mobile? Are you interested to see what we are doing with mobile? Yeah, of course. Bien sûr, mes amis. Bien sûr. Mon français est très malade. All right. So, you are sending traffic to mobile, right? Do you get to select your devices or you just put in mobile? Everybody's putting just mobile, right? I knew it. All right, so one of the things that you need to do, that you can do, okay, and please do, it will help you make a lot more money that you're making right now. Go inside your Google Analytics, and you will see things like, dude, Apple iPad is working really well. Samsung Galaxy is working really well. iPhone 6S Plus is working really well. So instead of having in your mind, instead of having in your mind like, okay, I'm sending traffic to mobile, okay, you know, not every mobile device works the exact same way. You need to be treating every mobile device differently. And if you don't want to go really, really crazy in the beginning, just go iOS devices, Android devices. They're working differently. I was working with a customer like 2 years ago, I think it was, two and a half years ago. And he was selling some kitchen accessories. And the actual target market were women in the United States that were 45 and 50 and above. And I showed him the exact same exercise that we're doing right here. I showed him the exact same exercise, and I said, bro, let's focus on these people, and let's focus on the age, which I'm about to show you, and the mobile devices. Let's see if it works. Like, instead of putting just mobile, let's put some specific mobile devices to fix that. All right. So what happens? Let's put in just 100, so we don't, you see, there are 5,385 different devices. We know Android, we know Nokia phones, we know Samsung or whatever. There are so many different devices. And it's a different thing to say, I'm selling stuff on iPhone, a different thing to say iPhone X or iPhone 10 or iPhone 8 or iPhone whatever. Okay, it's a different stuff. It's a different thing. If you don't want to go so nitty-gritty with it, just go iOS devices, Android devices. All right. So you go ahead right here, and you have the top 100 devices. Okay. So you see, and you know right away, oh, Xiaomi. Okay. Xiaomi. Apple. All right. So Xiaomi, you see, I had 250 users. And let's say on average that I spend $1. And before I forget, this is overall traffic, okay? I'm just trying to prove a point. I'm not talking about Facebook ads specifically. I just want you to have the mindset in that, all right? So let's pretend that this is Facebook ads. You just spent in the course of a year, okay, in only one device, $255, and it brought you back $0. You see? You see what I'm saying? So if you do the same exercise with everything, you'll see how many zeros we have. You see how many zeros we have. Do you see how much money you can save right now? Do you see the opportunity, guys? Yeah, all right, perfect. So what do you do? Again, export. And this thing, you have to do it just once. You don't have to do that daily. You spend some time, you do that once, you get the data, and then you don't, go into analytics like 10, 15. You know what to do, right? Man, you're perfect. I fucking love you. This is fucking war. This is war. Come on. Okay, this can go for long. Okay, okay, let them have that one. We win. We win. All right. So if you go right here and you do the exact same thing, you can go equals revenue divide by users, and you do, oops. And you do the exact same thing. Look at how many zeros we have, guys. Look how many zeros we have. What does that mean? That if you do the job once and you figure out all the devices, all these fucking devices, because when you put in mobile, you're just saying to Facebook, hey, go mobile. So they go and find Xiaomi and Samsung SEM, G Watt, whatever, Google Pixel, blah, blah, blah. So why do we care? Because we spend money and we're never going to get that money back. And if you have like maybe 50, 100 clicks, maybe it's okay. But if you have thousands of clicks and you see devices that not only they're not making you money, but they're costing you money, I can tell you that when you do this with combination with all the other stuff that I showed you, you will save money. So again, and I will go more into more details, revenue per user. Okay, so again, okay, look at that. Microsoft Windows, like on average, this is our average, always you need to know your average, all right? But you see right here that on Microsoft Windows, what the device is this? RT tablet, okay? Although you don't have that much of a data, does it worth for you to try specifically this one? Yes, give it a shot. Maybe it will work, maybe it doesn't. Okay, who cares? The thing is that when you get all this information, even if you don't try it out, but you get to see inside and you get to see, dude, all these freaking devices right here, look at that. All these freaking devices, look at how many they are. Where they made like 0. 36, do you see it right here? 36,000 users, they brought you in 0 money in a course of a year. Okay, so what does that mean? In a course of a month, you have 3,000 people from mobile that you are spending money and you are never getting that money back. So what does that mean? That you spent 3,000 euros and what did you get back? 0. So save that money, save yourself some money. All right. So how can we combine data as well? If you do this exercise with geolocation, okay, mobile devices and desktop, do it once. Just go ahead home and do it once to see what are the results that you're getting. All right. More importantly, you need to figure out what is the best audience in terms of age and gender. All right. So if I go right here to demographics, overview. All right. I know that for these specific products, I know that the majority of my people, 66% are men, 33% are women. All right. That's good to know. And I know that my best converting audience is 25 to 34. That's good to have as an idea, so keep that in the back of your mind, but how can I make it even better? I can go right here into age. All right? And I know the exact perfect background that I have, because I don't care only on how many users I have. What do I care the most? How much money do they make me? All right. So what do I do? Let me not do that again, but you figure out, like export, Google Sheets, and you put in the same device. You put in the same reporting. But how can I make it even better? I can come here into the secondary dimension, okay, and I say, dude, that's fine, but I want to combine it with gender, okay? Not only I want to combine to have like which ages they are, but I also want to know which gender, like male or female, are working the best. So you see now, I have 12 rows. All right, so you see that if I get all this data, now I have way more data about age and gender. So if I figure out that, you know what, my best performing people are male, which are 55 and above, that's a good starting point. Perfect. How do I take it even further? I come back to geolocation, all right? And I say, okay, I know that United States is freaking crashing for me. Let me go right here. I think we go a secondary dimension to see what the heck is going on here. So I put in, age. And you see, all right, I see the breakdown by age. So that is perfect. Again, guys, download, export, the same thing. Again, even better. What do I want to do if I want to have, like, to see a breakdown of my male people, but I also want to have my ages, and I also have to have, like, getting a third dimension, all right? This is where it becomes a little bit tricky, but it will be worth it. So you go to add segment. So you want to create a segment of your list. So you go to new segment, all right? And you go in here and you say, what gender do you want? I want male, okay? So you type in male users, save. All right? So now I am country United States. I see only male users. I see all the breakdown with the states, and I see the age ranges. So what did I do right now? I really know what is my audience. I know male or female, I know the age group, and I know specific states. Okay, can I make it better? Can I make it better? Of course I can, because I want to know. I can even break it down by product. Okay, or I even can know specifically, because here, guys, more importantly, you see the revenue, you see the transactions, you see the conversion rate, you see the average session duration, so you know how you can combine all this data to have better ads. All right, so how we move further from here? Really important. We have another hour. Nice. All right. Are you guys enjoying? Thank you, guys. Thank you. All right, so behavior. Let's go right here. This is one of the most important things. If any one of you comes to me and tells me anything about site speed, and I didn't tell you about, I will rip your heads off. All right, I want you to do that today. Do you want to make more money today, starting today, by simple stuff? You will go and you will fix your site speed. Okay, would you wait 10 seconds for a website to load? No? 8? 6? Better. 4? 3? Okay. Every second counts. If you want to make more money today, you will do exactly as I say, and you will thank me later. You will buy me a drink, right? Or I love cash as well. You can give me money. All right. So really important. Come on, guys. That was a joke. So you go to site speed. Okay. This is one of the most important lessons that you can get out of this workshop. All right. So, really important, if you don't get to remove this segment over here, this segment will remain. Okay, so always keep that in mind. So, please remove it. So now you can know your average page load time. Okay, when you have on average 4 seconds, for every second that it takes more for your website to load, you are losing pretty much 25% of your users. Actually, I think I said it wrong. So if it takes 4 seconds for your website to load, and if you have another version which it takes like 8 seconds, those 4 seconds just cost you 25% of your ad budget, and people just bounce because your website doesn't load fast enough. Okay, this is how really important. Have you seen like big stores like Amazon, eBay, okay, Google is not a store, like really big stores? how quickly they go, and especially on mobile. And they have like a lot of content, like they have videos inside, and they have testimonials, and they have like product photos, and like they're really, really heavy. But they manage to fix the page load time because they know that every second, and can you imagine like what it's going to be for Amazon? They'll be losing millions for every second. Imagine like that. Imagine it. All right, so 4 seconds, right now, you're in a good role. Can you do better? Of course you can. If you can bring it down to 2 seconds, bro, you're golden. Like 2 seconds is 1, 2. Boom, they're gone. But 8 seconds, they're really, really bad. If you go inside your analytics and you see right now 10, 12, 15, 16, I've seen like sites loading at 16 seconds, 18 seconds. It's way too much, guys. You are losing so much money. And then the people wonder why they're not making any money. All right, it's really, really important to go ahead. Number one things. How do we say? Please go do it. Please go do it. All right. So what do you want to see? You want to come in here, site speed overview. If you have it more than 4 seconds, yes. The Shopify upsell, if it makes it slow, all the apps, yeah. So the question was if the Shopify upsell app is making the website slow. All right, so the thing is that every single app that you put inside you install into your store, it doesn't help your store in terms of site speed, okay? Because it's another type of, I don't know, like data and like code, HTML and JavaScript, etc., etc. Yeah, just a second. Which doesn't help, and we're gonna have a Q&A at the end, guys, so don't worry. So we go ahead and we try to minimize that as much as possible. And the other thing that we have noticed, I'm not a programmer, but one thing that I've noticed is when you uninstall an app, the app is not uninstalled completely. It gets a lot of data, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, I don't even know all this stuff, but it gets a lot of information that it never leaves your site. So this, more specifically, doesn't help your site speed. Okay, so first things first is you need to hire a programmer to remove that. And another, see what are the apps you really need and are essential. Every single app that you need to have in your store, guys, it needs directly to be providing money for you. You just can't have an app just because it increases the engagement rate or it brings you followers. Fuck that. You want more money, right? Okay, followers are good, but can you deposit followers in the bank? No, you cannot. So always make a review on, and I'm telling you why, because I've made the mistake. All right, I had this app and this app and this app and this app. Like, okay, what money it's making me directly? Maybe indirectly some apps are making me money, okay, but majority of them I need to see, like I'm spending 50 per month, 30 per month, whatever I'm spending, I need to see that money back right away. Or else it doesn't worth my time, right? And my money. So it's really, really important to see how you can fix that. And my friend there has a question. Yes.
How we could made our website fast enough?
Okay, so I was about to tell you that. I'll show you. All right, so the first thing that you need to do, I have this mouse. So go to Page Speed Insights. Do you have any programmers in the house? No programmers, okay. Oh, just one? All right. So, I'm not a programmer myself, but the most important thing, Page Speed Insights. The most important thing that you need to do is you need to go to Page Speed Insights, okay? And here, put in your, insert your site. Okay, so let's see, magnetic, copy here, okay. And you're going to come here and analyze. Why do you want to do that? Why do you want to use Page Speed Insights and you don't want to use any other tool? You can use other tools, of course, like Pingdom tools, you can use other tools, but why specifically Page Speed Insights? It's from Google. And especially if you have Google Analytics installed, okay, Google will do everything in order to help you sell more. Why did they have spent, why does Google spend so much money on Google Maps, on Google Drive, Google Sheets, Google Analytics, Google AdWords, and all of them are free? Okay, Google Ads are not free. You need to spend money to make money. But all of these tools, why do they spend so much money to give it to us for free? Data, okay, but what else? It's directly helping us to make more money. So even for stuff that we don't really care about, let's say Google Maps, okay, does it help the customers overall? Like when you insert your actual address of your restaurant, and you have reviews, and you have stores inside, and you can find the locations, or something that we don't know, but it collects all the data. Google knows what do we do, when we do it, where we click, what sites we visit, even the naughty ones, late at night. All right? They know everything. Why do they do that? Because they want to serve us with advertising. Has anyone happened to that before? You're talking about, I don't know, a black watch, and then you go inside Facebook and you see a black watch? They're fucking listening to us. It's fucking terrifying, especially Facebook. Like, it freaks me out because, like, I don't even remember I didn't even research about it, guys. I didn't even research about it. I don't remember what it was, the product, but I said something to my wife. My phone was in the other room, and I go inside, and I see an ad, which is for something that I don't even care. It's not even a product that I care. And I see the ad, and I'm like, fuck. Anyway, so to go back into our conversation, okay, Google specifically, and Facebook and all these kind of big platforms, they're going to help us. So why do we use Google PageSpeed Insights? Because it's from Google, and because they have all the information gathered, and because they want to help us do better. It's not in their favor if we do like shit. It's not in their favor. It's not in their favor because when you are using, someone is searching for something, they're searching for Google, 99%, 95%, whatever. Okay, some people use, MSN and Yahoo and Bing, okay? But majority of the people use Google. So they want to give us all the tools. So this is why I trust it more, because if you go to other tools, they use an external server. You can go like to Bingdom tools, for example, but they use an external server to see how quickly your site loads. So right now, if I'm having my site right in here, and I put in, if Magnetic SL was my site, for example, I know, and I can go directly right here inside the Google PageSpeed Insights, and I know exactly what are the things that I need to fix. So, données de laboratoire, okay, delay avant interactivité. So you see all the things, and I don't know how to, let's say, what's the right word? Interpret them. I don't know how to translate them. I just know because majority, and it's French, so it makes my life a little bit more difficult. But here, supprimer les ressources CSS inutilisées. Okay, so if you do that with your CSS, it will save you 0.51 seconds. Is it a lot or not? It's good. Okay, it's not like 4 seconds, but it's 0.51. Let's see this one. Différer le chargement des images hors écran. Okay, 2 seconds. 2 seconds. What does it mean? Like the difference, the images without the screen. Okay, to make picture load without the screen. Okay, so 2.33. This one, look at that. Estimation des économies. 5 seconds. Diffuser des images au format de nouvelle génération. Fucking God. Like, look at that. 5 seconds. 5 seconds right now. So if you go ahead and you can fix all those things, okay, and you can fix all the things with HTML, CSS, with JavaScript, and in the programming in the backend, you can fix all those things. And plus, there are Shopify apps. Shopify apps, exactly that. Compress images. Okay, I see sometimes the images are one of the most important elements. Okay, you don't want to use you don't want to lose the quality. Okay, but what do you want to do? You want to shrink them. If you have like, I saw the other time, it was one dude that it was taking 25, 26 seconds for the website to load. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? I go inside and I go right click, save, and image, and it was 2 megabytes. Are you fucking crazy, dude? 2 megabytes for one image. Like, this is crazy. So you need to go and use like, we're using this one, Image Optimizer. All right. It will be the best money that you will ever spend right here. It will optimize your images, and immediately you will, if you don't pay attention to your images, especially when you have like a lot of products to your store and you have a lot of images, this plays a super important role. All right. So you want to optimize them and you want to make them better simply by that. All right. The other thing that you want to do, guys, there are many things that I know, but the majority of the things I don't know. So what do I do when I don't know things? I will go and hire someone who does know the things. I won't think twice if it's something that will spend 10, 20, 30, 50, $100, if it's going to be something that's going to help me make more money. So right now, if I go ahead and type in, let's see, Shopify page speed. Look at that. I will increase Shopify store speed load in 3 seconds, starting at $100. Do you think that's worth it? It will be the best money that you will spend tomorrow. Make this guy rich. Okay, send him $5,000. How many people you are here? All right. This, and I'm not connected with the guy. I don't know specifically this guy, but overall, what you want to do is you want to take this 36% that it sucks, and you see this on mobile. On ordinateur, you see that on laptop, it's really good. 96%, 96 out of 100, it's really, really good. So he tells you already what you can do. All right. But on mobile, which is really, really important, he tells you like, dude, you are in the red right here. You suck. So what you can do, you can come here and select one guy. So speed optimization, on-page SEO, software version update, okay, and faster loading on home pages, product pages, cart page, checkout page. And do me one favor, okay? When you do this, test out how your conversion work. Not only how your page speed went from 8 seconds, let's say, down to 3 seconds, but how what you paid, how that has helped you in order to make way more money. All right. I can tell you that it will be the best $100 that you will ever spend with this guy. Really, really important. Super, super important. And if you want to have like a second opinion, you can go to Pingdom Tools. And you can do the same thing, like, what is it? All right, so here you can even use speed test. Speed test. Spectrum. I don't remember the exact. No, it's not that. Site speed test. So GTmetrix, a web page test org. Okay, so take the exact same thing, and you see right here. So this one says the load time was 2.65. Okay, and the other one said really, really bad things. You will see that even if I use right now GTmetrix, test your site, and if I use this one, I will get to see different results on each one. But overall, the thing is that always your store always can go better. That's for sure. It can always kind of go better, and you can save a lot of money. And here's how you scale again. Here's how you scale again. All right, so let's see this one. Testing again, testing. So ping them, and it will help you exactly to find what are all the things that you need to do. Honestly, I don't even know how to read this. CSS, HTML, XHR, redirect. My friend who's a programmer, what do you think? What do you think I mean about the code? Like, is it something that you understand? Like something that you could go ahead and optimize? To show what? Okay, okay, perfect. So honestly, hire the and the JavaScript in the front end. All right, perfect. So the thing is that you need to hire someone, okay, do the job for you. You can use these tools in order to have, so here it says 5.7, but always keep in mind that every second counts, okay? You said it yourself, you wouldn't wait 10 seconds for a website to load. All right, so overall, you know what you need to do. Minimize redirects. I don't even want to deal with that. Serve resources from a consistent URL. Okay, I have no idea what that is. Please do it. Leverage browser caching. Okay, so do it and you can thank me later. All right, good stuff so far? All right, perfect, guys. So site speed, another thing that I want you to see is that every site, every page works differently. So if you find out, for example, that your checkout is taking much more time in order to load, that's a big problem. Big problem. If sometimes I see, have you seen stores where the add to cart is been written with, how it's called, Ajax? So it doesn't appear as in a separate page, it appears as a pop-up. Let me show you an example. Snow. Teeth whitening. France. Try snow. All right, so if I click the shop now, I think it's on this one. Okay, so if I click add to cart, oh no, it's not on this one, it's on the French version. So let me try that. I think it's FR. Okay, so this is the French version. Ajouter au panier, okay? You see this one? All right, so sometimes because you see the URL, so product kit blanchiment snow à la maison, okay? You see, if I click on Ajouter au panier, I have the exact same URL. You see that? The URL doesn't change. So this one is being done by Ajax. Okay, this is a programming language. Sometimes, because the Ajax is not, and I told you I'm not a programmer, but sometimes because the Ajax is not written correctly, this one doesn't load, or it takes too much time to load, so people they cannot proceed in the payment, and people get distracted and irritated, and they go aside and say, fuck it. All right, so what do you need to do? Let me make some space over here. And how many did I open? All right, so if I go right here and I go to site speed, page timings. All right, look at that. So the home page is 12,000. So you see that on average, I'm making 4, and Inside Google Analytics, this report is not great, but hopefully you will get the point. Okay, so 4 seconds it takes on average for our website to load. All right, but what does it tell you here? That the home page, if I click here to open, okay, so this page, it tells you that is 12% slower. So what does 12% slower means? Another 0.4 seconds. So it takes 4.4 seconds, all right? The basket, which is the add to cart page for this specific store that we are looking, okay, your cart, right, is 35% faster than 4%. So 35% is almost 1 second and a half. So that's really good, all right? Sign in, I don't know what the heck is going on here, what they need. But look at that, store.html is 46% slower. What does that mean? Another 2 seconds there. Another 2 seconds, okay. So what do you really need to go? You really need to go inside and you see what is the deal with all your pages and how you can optimize your specific page. Let's say that you have a landing page. Let's say that you have one specific product, right? And you are using, I don't know, you are using a tool about an upsell like which one? Shopify upsell from Zipify apps. Okay, you can use like, for example, one-click upsell, okay, where you can build the landing page inside, where you can build a landing page inside your Shopify, all right? So usually one-click upsell is a really, really good tool, but overall, it can have a lot of elements because every element that you add, and usually the text doesn't play a super big role in it, but every element that you add in terms of images, videos, and especially, big mistake that I see people doing, the videos should always be hosted somewhere else. Either Wistia or Amazon or YouTube or video, never host your video inside your landing page. It slows it down tremendously, all right? So always when you have videos, do it like that. Your images, you need to make sure that your images are optimized per speed as we already discussed, all right? So when you're using these landing pages, make sure that you come in here and you see how quick they are. Because you can go into the overview and say, oh, dude, I did what Dimitris told me. Okay, so I took it from 8 seconds to 4 seconds. And you see, you go inside to that page number, 5, 6, 84% more. So it's like you are screwing up your own potential. And these are the things that there are little details. These are the things, everything that I said from this morning in the past 3.5 hours, almost, okay, that we discussed, they all have to do with scaling. I know it's a lot, guys, I know. I know it's a pain in the butt, I know it's a lot of work, but this is what differentiates the people who lose money from people who make money. This is what differentiates people who do 6 figures to 7 figures, and this is what differentiates the people who do 7 figures from 8 figures, believe me. I have worked with brands that they did like $10 million per year, and with simple tweaks like that, at least in my mind they are simple, or at least they are, I have an actual plan, and I have a good thing. I have a good thing for myself. Even if I don't know something, I will never pretend that I know. Okay, if I don't know something, I'll tell you, guys, I don't know. But the good thing is that I will always go and find the person who knows. Okay, and why not pay the person who is programming? I don't want to be a programmer. I will hire my friend there. I will hire my friend there, and he will do it for me. And he will do a good job, and I'll say, dude, he did it for me. I'll give it to my other friend. I suggested this other friend. So this is how you need to be in the community as well. Because I know that Morocco is a really, really big community of people, and not everybody is into dropshipping. I know like a lot of guys that are into design, a lot of guys are into funnels, a lot of guys are specifically run agencies or Instagram campaigns or something like that. So focus and follow each other, help each other. It's really, really important to get, when you don't know something, support your neighbor or support someone else. If they know how to do the job, pay them for the job. As long as it helps you progress, do the job. Good stuff so far? All right. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much. All right, so let's go more, let's end up more with the nitty-gritty and what are the things that you can do. And let's go a little bit with the conversions, and we're going to have a Q&A at the end, right? So if you have, yes? Yeah, GIF images, they're not really usually that big, but you can do that too. You can do them too. Usually they're not really big in size, GIF images, like 8 kilobyte, 50. Okay, but usually, yeah, it's really important to keep them, like, no matter what, video or images, to keep them, like, really, really tiny. All right? So let's go into the last thing that we really do care. All right, if I go right here to goals, and I go, actually, no, I don't want to go to goals. I'll go to e-commerce, and I'll go to overview. All right, so you see that overall I'm getting some good details that they are similar to the details I'm getting from my Shopify dashboard. Okay, so I made almost 1.2 million. My conversion rate sucks, 0.75, 9,000 transactions, average order value 121. All right, always keep in mind what are the products that you can sell that they have a higher price tag. Okay, don't be afraid to go ahead. I know that here in Morocco, you have some amazing local products. Some of them are handmade, okay? Don't be afraid to test them out. Don't be afraid to test out products that they have like $100, $150, $200, $300, as long as, but we have one thing that we need to keep in mind. As long as we can provide the value, as long as we can justify the value, that someone is paying $200 for a product, okay? Go ahead and sell it. There are many, many people that will spend easily $200, $300, $500. Man, crazy. Women are so crazy that if you go to Gucci bags, okay, and if I go to Gucci handbags, okay, I know that this is a really, really big brand, all right? But women are so crazy. No, I don't want the store locator. I want to buy this now. Why does it tell me store locator? I don't want to go to store. Okay, shop the collection. Yes, I want to shop one. Yes, this one. $2,490, ladies and gentlemen. Only $2,500. You spend $5K, you buy two, and you get a 20 back as change. Come on, you're fucking kidding me? Do you believe that there are women that are spending this money? Not our wives, probably. I hope that you don't have a wife that spends that much money, all right? But, okay, I know that this is an extreme example, but what I wanted to say to you is that if you can justify the value, people will buy, all right? So don't be afraid to spend the money. All right, so transactions, revenue, here are the products. This is very, very nice. So if I go into product performance, I can now see specific products that I'm selling, and I can see some really, really good information that I gather, and I know how can I use it to make my ads better. Always keep in mind, it's not about going to Google Analytics and see, oh, okay, I have an average order value of $40, or I made $1 million. It's about what do you do with this information. It's about to have a plan, okay? I told you from the beginning, it's going to be one of the most boring presentations you're going to hear. Hopefully, I make it a lot more, sexier for you. But overall, it's fucking boring. I know, I say it first. All right. But I can tell you right now that if you follow my advice, you will make much more money. And if you want to follow like just a few things of what are the things that I say, okay, please fix your page speed site, your site page speed. I see the other way around. All right, so let's say that we have this product over here, Nest Hello Doorbell USA. You see the revenue that I make, and overall here you can see the percentage. Always Google Analytics tells you the percentage of how much are your sales are. All right, unique purchases, quantity, all right, the average price, you see 169, 279, you see, okay, I know it's Google Merchandise Store, but people are not afraid to buy some more, all right. Product refund amount, you cannot have the product refund amount, you need to insert that manually, unfortunately. But these are two things that give you a really nice idea. This is not super actionable, super actionable, but it's good to have them in mind. So, overall, cart to detail rate. Product ads divided by views of the product. So, what does that mean? It means that 23% of the people who view the product will add to cart. Isn't that amazing? So if you go inside your analytics and you see that, man, like I only have like a 3%, it means that either your product is really priced really high, or either your targeting is off. So you know exactly what are the things that you need to follow from now on to make it even better. More importantly, buy to detail rate. Okay, unique purchases divided by views of product. So all the people who viewed the product, how many of them ended up on buying the things from you? So you see that on average you have 2.96, but look at that. Your best-selling product over here, 41%. Isn't that fucking amazing? 41% of the people who will see the product will buy it. That is amazing. So I'm telling you that this is not super actionable, but it's really good to try to find out opportunities that you can have. And you say that, okay, oh, this one, Nest Learning Thermostat, whatever that is a product that made me like 22K. But overall, I didn't really care about this product. I just had it in my store. I tested it once. I have a general store. I tested it once, and then I completely forgot about that, right? And you see that this product, on number 8, 55% of the people who see it, buy it. I'm like, okay, maybe I did make a mistake here. Maybe I need again to reinforce it and sell it again. Do you understand what I'm saying, guys? All right, yeah, do some nodding. Do like this. All right, so it's really important to go ahead here once in a while, once every month. You don't need to do that daily, okay? I know that you are busy as fuck. You do so many things every single day that you don't need to do every single day this. Can you do it once per month? Do it. Only you have to win out of that. All right, so really important stuff. I go next. Super important. I'll go to shopping behavior, okay? So I'll go to shopping behavior, and this is another thing that I want you a little bit to pay attention, okay? So this one is like a funnel. Do you know what a funnel is? Okay, do you all know what a funnel is? Perfect, all right, so let me explain. A funnel, come on guys, come on. We'll get clapped later, don't do it now. All right, so what the funnel is that I'm trying to bring I try to bring my users into the next step, So what is my first step? People visit my product page. Okay, if I'm sending traffic to my product page, or for some reason if I'm sending traffic to my collection page, or I'm sending traffic to the homepage. All right, what is my next step? What I want people to do? I want to add it to cart, so they move further into the funnel. What is the next step? I want them to start initiating the checkout, fill out all the details, the shipping, blah, blah, blah. And what is the last step? When they fill in the payment, and finally, I get the purchase. So, as you see it right here, why is it really important to see it as a diagram, as a graph like that? Because here, it's the only way to know where is the leak. You have a leak, that's for sure. Okay, and if you improve the leak, and what do I mean by leak? I mean all the people who are just going ahead outside of your store without making a purchase. So you see that I started with 1.3 million people, and I ended up only with 9,600 transactions. 0.73. What the fuck happened with everyone else? Where is the leak? So as you see it right here, and I know that the funnel, usually you see it like this. You see it like this, the funnel, right? So here, imagine that I have all the people who are no sessions. No shopping activity, 78% of the people. Good or bad? Bad. Why? So you need to start thinking, as I'm working as a conversion rate optimization consultant, I always need to ask the question, why? Okay, sometimes it is boring, but this is the only way to move to the next step. So if this one was my client, okay, I wish I had Google for my client, anyway. So if Google was my client, and here they come and tell me, we have all session 1.3 million, no shopping activity, 1 million, wow. Like it means, bro, that 1 million people that you spend money to come into your store, even if you didn't spend money, you spend effort, like organic traffic, email marketing, ManyChat, Instagram organic, and with the paid ads, Google ads, Facebook ads, Instagram influencers. Dude, I spent so much money right here. 1 million people didn't buy. What the fuck is wrong with me? So what is the number one thing that you think when you have no shopping activity? What's the number one thing? Sorry? Targeting, audience, something is wrong. I don't expect, of course, all 1 million people to buy, right? But this is so fucking huge. 78% of the people. So I start there. So I start wondering, guys, let's see the ads. Let's see the targeting. What are you selling? Who are you selling to? Marketing one-on-one. Don't go do the difficult things. Marketing is super, I wouldn't say easy, but it's simple. It's 1 to 3. Either it works or not. It works, great. How can I make it better? It doesn't work, why? This is the biggest simple question that you can ask yourselves. All right. So let's say that I will get to do that later. Okay, to see what's wrong with that later. Sessions with product views. We are in the second column. All right. We have 280,000 people. No cart addition. 193,000. Good or bad? Good or bad? Good. Who said good? Get out of the classroom. Oh, I'm just kidding, man. All right, so that's not good. That's not good because I already lost a lot of people with no shopping activity. 78% of the people. So now I want all the people who at least moved into seeing and to have some sort of activity, like actually saw the product, okay? I want all these people to move further. So no cart addition, it means that only 32%, not only, but a good amount, about 32%. Why did I say bad though? Why do I say bad? Because I already lost so many people, 1 million people, where I spend money on advertising. So it's really, really important for me to get those people and get some of the money back. Probably this store, if it does paid advertising, it loses so much money. I can tell you. All right. Sessions without cart, 84,000. All right. Cart abandonment, 69.6%. Good or bad? Louder. Bad. Okay. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. But cart abandonment, 70% of the people out, 84,000. You see that I lost already 1.2 out of 1.3 million. The 1.2, I lost them already. I'm fucked. So I want to see what can I do with all the people who are left with me, sorry. Okay? And how can I make them add the product to cart and start initiating the checkout? Okay, so what is the next step that I want to look into? Why do I have such big cart abandonment and no cart addition and cart abandonment? Look at how many people, like 250,000 people abandon the cart. What is the next step that I do? It might seem ridiculous, guys, but do you know how many times the whole process doesn't work? For some reason. It's the most ridiculous thing. You go to the add to cart button and it doesn't add to cart. So you start thinking, and how do I know? You make the mistake, you fail, and then you learn. Always, this is how you learn. So what do? Do the process. And you do, believe me, either you sell on Shopify, on ClickFunnels, Magento, WordPress, WooCommerce, PrestaShop, whatever is it that you sell, every single day, complete a purchase. A small item, or do a coupon code for 1 cent so you don't get to charge every single day your card. Do a simple purchase. Do you get to see, do you know how many times everything is broken? Do you know how many times like that happens with ClickFunnels? Do you know how many times you see that the whole process is getting to be completed, but the money never arrives? Many, many times, because it's technology, these are tools, it can happen. So if you don't want to do it every single day, like once every week, let's say, go ahead and do a test purchase for your store. So what is the first thing that I want to do? I want to see if my store is converting smoothly. Okay, chances that could happen, maybe 5%. Okay, 95% is not that. All right, what is the next thing that I want to check in the add to cart addition? Page speed, all right. Another thing? Sorry? The quality of images, okay. I want to see if I have, if I have all my process, if I have all my process right, okay. And my add to cart is something similar to what I showed you with the Ajax, with the French version of the snow. Okay, if I have any problems with the loading, so if I can see that it's not that, I want to see, do I have any trust images? Do I have any testimonials? Then I try to think why and how can I make this better? And I start thinking, okay, maybe they don't trust me. How can I make me trust me more? And at this point, I just do assumption. I don't know, okay? So maybe they don't trust me. What could happen if I add and do a split test, if I go to add to cart and do a split test, and say that, hey dude, let me add a telephone number to the add to cart. Or sorry, the telephone number is more on the initiate checkout, more. On the add to cart, I can trust, like, go to the add to cart, the button, and say below the button, 100% safe and secure checkout. Trust badges. I need to test it though. I can say, add to cart today, enjoy free delivery, free shipping today, secure payments. I can add discount. I can add a testimonial, but how would I know if that would help or not? I need to test it. Always, 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 the answer, if that will work, is test it out. Every store is different. You are selling different stuff. You are selling to different markets. You are selling to different countries. Okay? Of course, there are good practices and best practices for all the stores, and I can give you some suggestions. But I can tell you, I can try the exact same thing in 2 different stores, and one will fly and the other will tank. You won't be able to know if you don't test it out. All right. So cart abandonment, I have all my sessions, 37,000 people with checkout, started initiating checkout. How many people check out abandonment? 76%. Good or bad? Fucking bad. So bad. So bad. Are you fucking kidding me? Like 28,000 people check out abandonment. They added to cart. They started initiating the checkout process. And then they tell you, no, fuck you, dude. I'm not buying. And only 9,000 heroes bought from us. No, we want to make all these people. So how do we care more? Of course, the number one thing we need to look is the no shopping activity, okay? But at least I want to learn, and I want, I want to start backwards. Because no matter what happened, I had 37,000 people. You see, my 2.82%, which needed to be my conversion rate, is my session to checkout, and my conversion rate is 0.73. So where do I start? I will start from those motherfuckers. And I will ask them, why you don't buy? Anyone is using Hotjar? Hotjar? Hotjar, okay. Do you ever use it for surveys? Surveys, no? All right. Guys, and now, wait. Munir, come here. I want a huge round of applause for Munir for putting this event together. He's responsible for everything that you see over here, for all the hard work. And Munir, we want to thank you, brother, for putting an amazing event. Again. So, how do I start? I want to start the other way around. What time is it? Okay, and we'll do a Q&A. I want to start the other way around, and I'll see why all these people, from the 37,000 people, I got only 9,000 people to trust me and buy from me. Does that make sense, guys? Okay, and I was saying for Hotjar, you can use Hotjar and to ask people on a survey why people don't buy. So you can ask them, like, is there something preventing you today to buy? You will get a lot of shitty answers, but you will get some good ones. Most of the people will say, I don't have the money. I like the product. Okay. What can I do for you? Like, can I give you a discount? This is the good thing. Like, sometimes you need to push people over the limit. Another thing that you can do is have, like, an app like Talk2. You know, this one. I think it's like that, Talk2. Okay, to have something like that, so you can start chatting with your customers. All right, so overall, you need to be helping some of the people. They need pushing. You need to push the people to make the purchase. Okay, so when we start into the initiate checkout that I showed you inside Google Analytics, you need to go ahead and ask them, like, is there something preventing you to buy from us today? You can have a live chat as well. And to show you that I'm a real person, I can help you. Is there something that's preventing you to buy today from us? Okay. You can have one thing that really helped tremendously with one of the stores that I was working and led from. I believe that was the main reason that he was doing already really well. Like, he was doing around 8 million per year. But we went the same exercise, the checkout, and everything I'm telling you guys here is the exact same things that I say to my clients as well. Okay, either they're doing 6 figures, 7 figures, 8 figures, I stick to the basics, and these are important things. All right, so one thing that led us to go from 8 million up to $10 million, but I cannot say that it goes directly through that, but it helped tremendously. Another 2 million is that we did on checkout, we added 2 things. First of all, reviews, little stars. Do you know why we use on stars on reviews and not something else like hearts? I don't know. Why do we use stars? Anybody knows? It all comes down to human psychology. How many times did I talk about human psychology today? Like, a lot, right? Because remember when you were in school, when I was in school in Greece, when we did something good, always the professor said, oh, perfect, you are my star. Here's a star for you. So it all comes down to psychology. You get rewarded when you do something nice. So this is the reason why we use stars. This is why Amazon is using stars, etc., etc. So by using all these reviews and by adding a telephone number, guys. At first, they didn't want to do it. They said, oh, I don't want all these people busting my balls and calling me, and where's my order, and fuck that. Like, dude, I'm with you. I hate talking on the phone. I really do. Even when my dad calls me, like, oh, okay, I hate it. Okay, imagine dealing with customers. You don't want to deal with customers. But what did we say in the beginning? Keep repeating myself for a reason. We need to treat our customers like fucking kings and queens they are. Who makes us money? Think about it. Who gives us money? Facebook ads? No. Google? No. Clients. People who buy your products give you the money. Gives you the clothes that we are wearing, the food we are eating, the traveling that we're doing, the tickets for the event, our cars, gas, payments, all that. So you need to treat them right. And even if you fuck up, tell them. All right, so By adding the testimonials with a lot of reviews and by having a telephone number, it indirectly led up to a year to $2 million more in sales with the exact same ad budget. Right? What is the number one thing to learn here? That not every person likes to do the same things. There are people that the 3%, okay, which is your conversion rate, they will go directly to your store, add to product, add to cart your product, they will buy, here's your money, send me the product, thank you. All right, that's 3%. But what happens with the other 97%? Not everybody is treated equally. There are some people, like my dad, okay? My dad is 65 years old, he's internet savvy, he has iPhone, he knows how to buy and stuff. He never, ever, ever orders on a credit card, with credit card, never. Oh, I don't know, these motherfuckers will take my money. Like, come on, Dad, like, it's like, it happens everywhere in the world, like millions of people are buying. No. I will buy all, I prefer to call them, or sometimes, some people prefer to even visit you. They want to know that, are you an actual physical store location? You know, some of the stores we are not. But you can even say that we don't have an actual physical store location. But if you want to come, like someone called me the other day, called in the office, and said that I want this product that you're selling. And I said, my project manager said, which is also my friend, he said, sir, we are not an actual physical store location. And he said, what, am I going to buy without seeing the product? And he said, okay, if you want to come. Okay, no problem. He didn't come. but the thing, and he didn't buy, of course. The thing is that you need to help your people. If your people wanna take orders via Facebook Messenger, be on Facebook Messenger. If they wanna do it with talk to, okay, talk to them. Some people, I see it lately, in Greece we don't have that a lot, but some people lately, they use a lot of WhatsApp and Viber. I don't know if you're using it in Morocco. I see it in the United States, it started becoming a trend. Like getting the message, like your order will be delivered in WhatsApp, etc. So I'm like, okay, do you want that? We're gonna do it. You don't want to talk to phone to people? Here's another thing that you can do. Go to toll-free forwarding. Okay, get an actual phone number. You can even have local numbers. You can have one in Morocco. You can have one in the States or wherever you want. Okay, toll-free forwarding. Get one number and get to record. Go on Fiverr and have someone to record an actual message where it says, okay, if you want, hello, welcome to store dimitriskiadas.com, whatever. Thank you so much for being right here. Let us know what you have. If you have a question about your product, please press number 1. If you want to know the shipping status of your product, please press number 2. If you want to do blah, blah. So you never have to talk to anyone, but you get all the messages in a text format, and you know, or please leave us your email and we'll get back to you, or your order number, something like that. So even if you don't want to talk to people, that's the best thing that you can do. And there are many times, there are many people that they are of older age, okay? And you need to help them. Do you know one thing that we did that helped the conversions tremendously? Okay, we did a video on how to check out. Whoa, add to cart, this is my address, this is my name, this is my email, please pay me, boom. It seems stupid, right? Not for everyone, guys. Because we, as marketers and entrepreneurs, we are internet savvy. We know how to do that, okay? If you make someone else who is of older age, they don't know even how to do that. And how do I know? By experience. So I was working with a customer. There was a lady that she was selling stuff for, how it's called, the Air Force and the Navy, and for Americans, veterans, and stuff like that. And there was an old lady, and we did the same thing with the phone. So I told her, hey, we need to bring the phone, we need to have people picking up the phone, a lot of orders. So she didn't want to do it. She said, no, I don't want to deal with people. So I said, okay, let's do it. So we do it, And we had one lady that she was like 70, 75 years old, something like that. And she said, oh, dear ma'am, can you please help me put in this order for my grandson? My customer was like, okay, let me help you. So she fills in all the information, okay, address, numbers, etc. These are the products, etc., etc. And what was the old lady was doing wrong? Where it says, you know, the credit card doesn't have an expiration date. Okay, on expiration date, the old lady, she used to put her date of birth. So instead of having like January 1st, 2022, she would put in January 1st, 1939. And of course, it would put in an error. So she said, oh, this it means expiration date, not when you're going to expire, lady. All right, so when you're going to die. So it was really, really funny, and we had a good laugh about it. So I said, you know what, you see? That even ladies like that, they don't know. They made a simple mistake for us. It's super easy, super simple, but she made a mistake. So what did we do? We fixed a video on how to check out. And older people are actually started seeing the video. All right, and that same lady, instead of having an $80 order, because she talked to the phone and she really helped us, she had more items and she spent $300 with us. Did it worth the telephone and the effort? Heck yeah. Okay, it's $200 once, but it will happen again and again and again and again. All right, so really, really important. And we have like 5 minutes. Well, we can spend some more time, I think. And we'll go to lunch. Okay, so shopping behavior, and then you can even see your checkout behavior here. Same thing, you can see where are the things that people in, here is it's not Shopify, so it's a different platform. So you see billing and shipment, payment drop-off, etc., etc. So overall, you want to see where are the things, where are the little things that you can go ahead and improve. Because when you improve these little things, this is when it comes down to scaling. So in order to recap and to have a Q&A, okay, first of all, you learned some good stuff today? Yeah. Thank you, guys. All right, really, really important. Okay, first of all, fix your site speed. This is the number one thing. Like, I don't want any excuses. Go ahead, fix your site speed. You will see tremendous, tremendous help from that type of effort. Okay, the second thing that I want you to do is spend more time understanding your audience, spend more time understanding the products that you're selling, where are you selling, how you can make this better. Thing number 3 that I want you to do, customer experience. Okay, you need to treat your customers like fucking kings and queens they are. Have you ever heard that the customer is always right? Yeah, even if they are assholes, they are always right. So always, always don't put your ego first. Do you know how many times I wanted to shut the phone or reply to a motherfucker, fuck you? Many, many times. And sometimes I still do, but I never hit send, okay? This is more important. So treat the customers like kings and queens, because remember, these are the ones that you pay for your family, for your bills, for your lifestyle. And lastly, I want you to start thinking how you can take your dropshipping business that you have right now, and how you can create it and take it in as a long-term business, as a brand. I know that the process will take time. It's not gonna happen from one day to another. But overall, this is what it takes. If we manage to do it in 4 hours without a break, I need to pee like really, really hard right now. And I hope that some of you too, I'm thinking. But overall, I want to thank you all for being right here, sticking with me for the past 4 hours. Hopefully you get to learn many, many good stuff, okay? Hit me up. Feel free to hit me up on Instagram, on Facebook. I'll do my best to reply. If I don't reply, don't take it personally. I don't have something with you. I just get a lot of messages, and I have a lot of things to do. All right. We're going to have a Q&A, but I want to thank you all for being right here. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Let's do Q&A. Do you have a microphone? Okay, perfect. Thank you.
You speak about how creative is important doing ads in Facebook. I'm wondering, apart of from Fiverr and Ecom Video, which are easy to use, are there any other ways to make videos, good ones?
Honestly, these are the two that, honestly, even Ecomvids, I know they are doing a good job, but for me it's more about speed of execution, okay? Sometimes I know that the videos are not perfect. We can spend a lot, I'm sorry. We can spend a lot of time into creating the videos and try to create another video and another video version of the own product, I mean, okay? But for me, it's really, really more important to get execution faster. Because when I'm testing a lot of products, let's say that I want to test one product per day, okay? What do I want? I want to test the product fast. So what I will do, 90% of the times I will find the product locally in Greece. We have like Chinese stores, we have like local markets. If I cannot find the product right there, I will spend some more time in shipping to get the item from AliExpress. I said it yesterday, for an $11 product, I spent 38 euros. Let's say 40 to 43 bucks, okay? The product was not good. I thought it was good. Did it worth it the money? No, okay? I spent 40 bucks, it was lost, but it's part of doing business. But that saved me the time for doing the video for it. So what I will do, I prefer to have the items, I want to feel it in my hands and to see if I am able to use it. I don't want to sell something for in the sake of selling. Because I tell you in the beginning that if you don't order the product, you don't know the quality of it, you will get screwed, as many, many guys have been screwed. So to answer your question, I don't use Ecomvids because I won't get things faster, and I know that they have a lot of work, and nowadays it may take them like 3-4 weeks to create it. I cannot wait 3-4 weeks. So I will order the product, and I will do it myself. And do you know what I do? Let's say that I have this watch. Okay, do you know what I do? I take my iPhone, zoom in, zoom out. Put in some captions, 45 seconds to 60 minutes. Is it perfect? No. Will it do the job? Yes. If I know that the product, if I really, really do believe in a product, I will shoot a second video as well. And I will do Filmora. I have my guy in the office who will do it quickly. If he's swamped with other shit as well, I will go on Fiverr, 10 bucks, he will do it for me in one day. But even one day, we are in the speed. Right now, it's the best era to start selling and selling really, really hard. Why right now? Because it's Q4, especially, you know, Christmas period, like people are buying like crazy. They have even lost of what Christmas is about. Christmas is not about Christianity or things about. It's about buying crazy. Black Friday. I'm a Christian, right? Okay, and everybody's Greece. Majority of the people are Christians. They don't care about that. They don't care about, Christmas, good holiday. No, I want buying crazy. Black Friday, Cyber Monday. Get all the money. So you need to be moving quick. That's my suggestion. All right? Yes?
Hi Dimitris, thank you for the presentation.
Thank you, brother.
And I have a little question. I checked in my analytics and I didn't find the numbers. Already linked my the Google Analytics with my store, and I want just to ask you, the data is with Facebook ads traffic or Google Shopping?
On this one?
Yes.
So on this one, it's just an example. All this data it's organic traffic, Google traffic, because it's the Google Merchandise Store. You won't find any Facebook traffic in here. Okay. But it doesn't really matter. Like, I want you to get into the mindset of what the traffic does for you. Okay, so for example, on this one, if you want to see specifically for Facebook traffic, you need to go into acquisition, all traffic, source medium. Into this example, you will not find any Facebook traffic because it's the Google Merchandise Store. But here, you can see Google Organic, Direct None, Google CPC, which is AdWords, etc., etc. So you need to go ahead and to treat it differently. You need to go ahead and see what it means for you. And I'm not saying only use Google Analytics and forget about everything else. No, that's wrong. I'm saying that you need to use Google Analytics with Facebook Analytics, with your Shopify dashboard. If you have like other tools like Supermetrics or other tools that you have, because it's all about your store. It's not some general data that we gather and we say, okay, oh, in general, the add to cart needs to be 5%. No, fuck that. What it does matter what do you do with your store. So even if you had an issue with analytics and you say deleted, etc., let it start from now. Let it start from now, gather the data, because another thing that happened that I forgot to mention, I was working with another client, and he got on TV for a presentation for the product, okay, and it was a brand, and he didn't tell me. So we're seeing like normal, like the traffic, and then we see poof, a spike like that. Like, what the fuck was that? Television, organic traffic. So you see, after the TV show, okay, a lot of people went inside and had that organic traffic. So always you need to be on the lookout for opportunities. How you can take advantage of that? Okay, organic traffic, retarget the fuck out of them. Retarget them every day, every single day long, till they are bored to seeing your face. So this is what I'm saying. I don't know if I answered your questions, but overall, analytics is just another tool which will be helpful to get more information, more data about the things that we want to do. Like how can we increase more, how we can make more conversions, increase our revenue, increase our average order value, etc. All right?
So I want to ask you about the conversion rate. You said that it's in average it's between 3%, 5%. If it's very good, it's above that. So does that correlate with the pricing of the product? If we have a ticket of or high ticket product, does the conversion rate decrease?
Yeah, this is. Sorry, did you finish? Didn't mean to interrupt.
And the same question. Is it right to try to sell ticket and high ticket products with cold traffic, with people that don't know you?
Okay, so I will start from the second, like cold traffic and high ticket. More important in the cold traffic is the audience with cold traffic. I'm cold traffic. If you make me buy a Gucci bag, which has like 2,490, okay, I'll never buy it. So it's more important to find out in cold traffic, it's more important to spend time crafting the persona. What did I say before with the grandma? Okay, how did we create the persona? I even gave her a name, Joanna. I said that she was 76 years old. I said that she had 3 grandchildren and their names, okay? I didn't say that she lived in the United States, but I wanted to have my ideal customer. So whenever I want to sell a high-ticket product, I will spend much more time because it's not a $20 product that you can make it easier, and your conversion rate can be better if you have a really good audience. But what I will do, I will spend more time, who wants to buy this product? What is my ideal person? Like, okay, let's do an example. I want to buy a freezer. A fridge, like a big fridge, which is like $2,000 product. I went really, really high ticket, okay. Who could be the ideal person for that? Men or women? Women. Men or women? Women, let's say. Okay, what age? 35 and above. Okay, so I know directly that all my 35 and below, okay, are out of the game. Where does she live? In the suburbs, okay, in a country? Sorry? Okay, so Russia, you said? Okay, let's say that she lives in United States, okay? New York, is that good? In the suburbs, all right? Is she a mom? Okay, she's a mom. How many kids does she have? 2. Okay, we don't care about their names. Bastard. I'm kidding. I have kids as well. All right, so we start spending more time. Okay, we did it like in 30 seconds, but you start spending more time. Don't spend 2 hours, but spend more time in order to find what is your ideal customer. Okay, so if I want to go inside Facebook ads and I want to see the targeting and it's cold traffic, right? What would I put in the targeting? What would be a good idea? Because it's a freezer, like it's not something like people who like yoga would like a freezer as well. It's a general product. It's high ticket. It's like $2,000. What's another thing that they would like? Like, who would spend $2,000 on a product, on a freezer? Costco customers? Is it someone who is wealthy? Someone who has the money? Okay, zip codes could be a really, really good idea. For me, it's never worked. I don't know why. Maybe it's luxury. Yes. So when you start crafting the idea, it's not so much about the cold traffic, but it's so much about crafting the ideal persona of who would buy. So 2 things out of my mind right now, before I get to think a lot about it, would be parents. Parents would try something with luxury, okay? Or specifically, if I want to make it more specific, parent with toddlers, parent with newborns, parent with, if you go inside and you see parents, they have like 0 to 12 months, 1 to 5 years, 6 to 12, 12 to 18. All right, so I would go with parents, and I would go with another one, maybe it would work with household income, a household income of like above 100K. Okay, do I know if it's gonna work or not? Test it. That's the right answer. All right, and to answer your second question, yes, the conversion rate has to do a lot with the products, but the conversion rate is in direct correlation with the product price, with the conversion rate, and overall with your site. So it's not a simple question to answer yes or no, but definitely you will see it's way more important when you can find, I've worked with customers where they had like 10, 12% conversion rate. And what did they sell? They were selling t-shirts, personalized t-shirts for people that they loved. I don't even know how these things are called, like anime and manga, and all these anime Chinese things that they do. I didn't even understand what he was selling. But bro, he had such a big conversion rate. So even if he was selling to his customers, with what I told you already, when we tried cold traffic, it was working like crazy, the conversion rate. Why? Because it has figured out the message. It has figured out the offer first, the product first, and then everything else. This is way more important. Got it? Okay. Other one?
First of all, I really appreciate every single information that you said for us.
Thank you, brother.
From your experience, what is the best content management system that you are using for satisfy your client? Is it Shopify or something else?
What do you mean satisfy though?
I mean from processing and loading, speeding page that you said. What was the best content management system that you are using?
Honestly, none of them. No Shopify, no ClickFunnels. WooCommerce has a lot of issues with security. I've seen that. I'll tell you the advantages and disadvantages. Like Shopify is quick. Shopify, you can get a store up and running with $29 in a couple of hours, right? Magento is the best one that I have personally worked, but out of 120 customers that I worked in the past 4 years, okay, maybe 1 or 2 they had Magento. Why? Because Magento is expensive. Magento wants a lot of money. It's really, really good when it comes to security, which is really important. Guys, like I have seen where I'm not into programmer, but I had a programmer showing me like you could go into an actual store and you could see in the code. I didn't even understand what he was doing. You would see the credit cards. And I freaked out. You could see the number, the CVV, the expiration date. I'm like, fuck, like I don't want to use that. So Magento is amazing, but obviously not everybody has the money to spend like $5,000 on creating a Magento store. Okay, but overall, Shopify has good support. They have a lot of issues sometimes with down server, downtime. We've all been there. You have experienced it. It's a really, really big brand where it's serving overall. I would say that Shopify is I wouldn't say the best solution, but I would say it's a good solution to get started, okay? ClickFunnels has a lot of problems. Like, there are times that I wish I didn't have all the funnels right in there. Honestly, like, it's so many times that I get irritated. One time we lost like $16,000 because it wouldn't charge it wouldn't charge a specific product. And when I told them, I said, yes, you are right. We are very, very sorry. We apologize. I will give you 1 month for free. What? I lost $16,000 and you give me 1 month for free? Honestly, I wish I didn't have so many funnels. So to answer your question, I think Magento is the best, but it's really expensive. I don't even use it. So Shopify, and we pray to God.
Hello, Dimitris. First of all, I'd like to thank you for the time to come in our country and present all the information.
Of course, every time.
A lot of people talk about not reinventing the wheel and selling what sells. Do you use any tools to spy on your competitors? That's my first question. And my second question is, how do you price your products? Like, is it double the price, 10x? How do you do it?
So honestly, I don't care so much about what my competitors are doing. Because sometimes I see that I get disappointed, I get into conclusions where might not be right. Oh, I said, oh, this guy is fucking crushing it and I'm not doing shit. And oh, this product, oh, he's selling already this product, I cannot sell it. And I realized that I don't want to focus more on much on competitors. So what do? I have a list of competitors, which I'll be gathering, for many years right now. And some of the stores, close, new ones open, etc., etc. What is more important for me is to discover the messaging that they have. So I will spend more time into inside Snow to see what they're doing, inside Amazon, inside like really, really big brands like Allbirds, like really, really, even Kylie Cosmetics from Kylie Kardashian. Because I don't want to get into mess and see, like we are 50, 60 people inside here, okay? If I go ahead and see every single one stores, I'll get crazy. I say, oh, this guy did this, but this guy did this, and the other guy did, oh fuck that. I don't want to deal with that. I used to do that a lot, and if I show you my phone, I have probably more than 3,000 screenshots of stores, of products, of landing pages, and like, you drive yourself crazy. So one tool that I use is adspy.com, which is really, really good to identify products, but I don't go crazy, honestly. What I want to focus in what I do best, and I have like 4 or 5 big brands that I follow, because I know that if someone is making a lot of money, making 7, 8 figures, if I can pick 1, 2 small things that I'm not doing with my brands, okay, it can help me tremendously. And to answer your second question about the pricing, honestly, I don't have a pricing strategy. What I try to do is I try to create bundles and offers. Okay, so usually one offer, I don't think it about, okay, I bought that for 10, should I price it 30? Oh, let's price it 40. Fuck, I don't know. Honestly, I go more with instinct. I don't look at the competitors. I see how much I think the value is. And it's more important for me to see the perceived value. And the next thing is actually to start thinking, can I put it in a bundle? Like if I can sell this watch $50, okay, and this ring has $50. If I can go this one with this one, can I sell it for 80? Yes, I can. So I start thinking in terms of bundles, and I start using the word free as much as possible. So if it makes sense, always I look down the math, and if it makes sense, what I want to do is I want to say, buy one, get one free. The word free is the most important question that you need to use again and again and again and again in your ad copy, everywhere, in your landing pages, because it will help you some more. When you say 20% off, 30% off, 50% off, it's nice, but okay, it's not going to get the same attention. But buy one, get one free, like wow. Buy 3, get 2 free, wow. Buy 5, get 3, like try to immerse it and try to see what the big guys are doing, like inside ClickFunnels, how do they do the writing, all right? More questions?
Yeah, so first of all, as my fellow chainmate, thank you as well.
Thank you.
So my first question is about how you can actually leverage the interest that you get from Google Analytics to get like more in-depth insights to help you craft that perfect persona or avatar that you were talking about.
That's a great question.
Because I've seen like when you analyze your audience and your traffic in Google Analytics, when it comes to interest, you have like some broad interests, just like entertainment, and if you want to like really get some more in-depth insight to help you with your targeting in Facebook as well. So how you manage to do that, and is there any process or step-by-step system that you follow, or you just go with your research? And second question is about your landing pages. Would you recommend, because I've seen some people doing advertorial, and would you recommend going with Zipify plus Zipify pages plus Shopify, or instead just go with ClickFunnels?
All right.
Thank you.
So, of course. Thank you. One thing that I do is if I go to audience interest overview, and it takes some time, I want to go right here into the affinity categories, and to the in-market segments. It takes some time. So I want to take all the data right now where I see shoppers, value shoppers, technology, etc., and I want to break them down on multiple reporting. I want to break them down into with products. I want to break them down because if you remember, if you were here, like I have the breakdown where I can see, okay, I want these interests, but I want to break them down with aids. I want to break them down with mobile. I want to break them down with whatever I want. So honestly, to be 100% honest, this product has not helped me 100% this interest has not helped me 100%. It's just more a general information of what could be the interest. Personally, for me, it has never worked tremendously. This is why I didn't show it in the beginning. So, but for your store, it could make sense to go ahead and see and start analyzing and see how it's converting based, on the age, on the people, on the audience, on mobile device, etc., etc. To answer your second question, I usually like to go with ClickFunnels. Okay. What I will do if I want to test fast a lot of products, I will use one-click upsell. I will use Zipify pages with Shopify because I want to create one unique landing page, which I know that it loads fast, and I can do upsells, etc., with one-click upsell. But I have found overall that ClickFunnels is, although it could be really, really buggy at times, overall it works really, really well for us. Like in the case study that I showed yesterday, simply by using ClickFunnels and changing nothing else, we went from 3% conversion rate to 8.7. We almost triple our conversions. So I would go with that. But it's up, some people, they don't want to hear about ClickFunnels. A Kartra could be another one. I don't know.
Customizing a lot of fields in your landing pages, and to be honest, I think it's just the hype of the audience and the marketing that makes ClickFunnels more popular. And we used, for instance, another software which is Instapage for
Instapage,
for only doing cash on delivery landing page. Worked really well. So yeah, I think I won't ever only if I had some help with the developer to use to go over ClickFunnels.
All right, guys, I think that's it. It's almost 1:30. Again, I want to thank you all, guys, and wish you best of success in everything. Thank you so much. Thank you, guys.